sweet May, what was once has gone away. Living in the end of days, of us the dark will be afraid. Nothing could be the same, what was once has gone away. Living in the end of days, of us the dark will be afraid. Fire on the ocean, the floating of a poison in the hay. The dream of a cityscape from fear and hope, our Adrio was made. There's no time to let.
When Icky fell into the volcano, I was out digging for flame petals with Rig. So, where'd you fly from?
Well, I came from above. A long time I fell, as long as a lifetime it seemed, from pure sunlight into a dull reddish glow, and there was nothing I could do about it. I saw mountains and rocks lit in dull red, and as I plummeted ever downward, I began to feel a slow, relentless heat building. I remember a flash of light, and then falling, and then hitting something on the head and lots of blue light. And then waking up here.
That kid knew how to make an entrance.
In 2014, speculative fiction author Gregory A. Wilson and Silence in the Library Publishing teamed up to run a Kickstarter supporting the publication of a new graphic novel, Icarus, the story of a young man with wings who falls into the heart of a dormant volcano and the creatures he meets there. Icarus has great powers, but remembers only his name, and accompanied by Jelinek, a flame petal prospector, and Rig, a two-tailed lava-resistant creature known as a solar, the winged outsider must set out to discover his identity and purpose. 2 years later, Icarus was released to the world. But this was only the beginning of the story, and now the tale continues. Independent publisher Athos Arts is pleased to announce its Kickstarter to support the publication of the sequel to Icarus, Jelinek, a full-color graphic novel which is the next part of this epic tale. New friends and enemies will be discovered, new threats and challenges to the heroes exposed, and secrets both new and old revealed as the question is answered. What is Icarus's destiny, and the destiny of the world to which he has come? Accompanying Gregory Wilson's emotionally resonant story is the extraordinary art of Attila Fabio, who has worked for IDW and other prominent comic publishers. In addition to the work for Jelinek, Attila will be redoing the entirety of the original Icarus art, along with an updated cover. Stretch goals, like original artwork, access to the original prose novel, and audio material will be added over time. In its first incarnation, Icarus was fortunate to gain the attention and support of over 400 backers, whose generosity allowed the book to see full publication. Those backers will have several rewards in this project tailored specifically for them to acknowledge their critical role in first helping bring this world to life. We also welcome the backers from Gregory Wilson's other previous projects, including Tales and Tomes from the Forbidden Library, Emberwind, and others, plus the backers from Silence in the Library and Athos Arts' previous projects. But whether new to their work or a previous supporter, the author, artist, and Athos Arts are all enormously grateful for your support of Jelinek. Much of the artwork for this project is already completed, and lettering and layout has already begun. But to truly realize the vision of this story, one final component remains.
fire on the ocean, the floating of a poison in the hay. The dream of a cityscape from fear and hope our Adria was made. There's no time to lay and wait, we'll stay awake for the dawning of an age, living in the end of days. Thus the dark will be afraid. Meeting in the dead of night, two ships circle and align their passing toward. Tether ropes along the sides shine their lights onto the future they behold. To the sky we must go, a new home we will build our Adria, staring at the mess we've made. What was once has gone away. Living in the end of days, of us the dark will be afraid. Sweet mate, what was once has gone away. Living in the end of days, of us the dark will be afraid. Nothing could be the same. What was once has gone away. Living in the end of days, thus the dark will be afraid. fire on the ocean, the floating of a poison in the hay. A dream of a cityscape from fear and hope our Adrio was made. There's no time to lay and wait, we'll stay awake for the dawning of an age, living in the end of days. Thus the dark will be afraid. Meeting in the dead of night, two ships circle and align their passing toward. Tether ropes along the sides, shine their lights onto the future they behold. Into the sky we must go, a new home we will build our Adriel.
And we're live from Origins. Well, some of us are, but hello.
Thank you, Todd. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Emberwind, episode 9, 8?
Wait, we're up to 9. I think 9.
Okay, yes, we are up to 9. Into the skies, and we are coming to you live from, actually cloudy and windy Columbus, Ohio.
Those ad.
At the Origins Game Convention. I am joined live by Greg Wilson, who is our rowdy audience, and Jennifer Brozek, who's also with me right here.
Hello.
And so welcome everyone. We are still sticking to our schedule. We are unfortunately down one party member. Brahms could not join us tonight, but we are going to soldier on, or at least the party's going to soldier on. I'm assuming you're going to soldier on.
Mm-hmm.
It depends what they want to do, because they're still down one member, but they have a mission, and it depends on how they're going to start. So let me let's see. Did I screw up the picture? Is that good?
No, we're good.
Okay. Quick recap before we dive into tonight's session. After saving the slum of Gelspar from falling away from the city of Adriel, the heroes have now kind of entered into their own little complications with Kendrick Maddox and Hob, the person to whom they still owe a ship to, and also navigating interesting dinners and dresses and maidens and shirts and things, while navigating high society at a dinner at Savoy's house. And Everest got a interesting package that caused him to storm out of the middle of dinner, and the party went to look for him, did not find him, but found a little bit of trouble that they dispatched relatively handily. However, they are still down one character and at a loss. I think they're kind of at a bit of a crossroads as to what to do. So without further ado, I turn it over to the party members, and after your little scuffle in the park, which you emerged pretty much none the worse for wear, I think, overall.
Yeah, Mama took a bit of a beating, but other than that, it was
not heroic.
Well, we ended up heroic-ish in the end. That's all that matters.
Again, she was so concerned about her, her name meaning trout now that it's caused existential crisis. So,
So that's probably why you've been drinking.
I don't know. I don't know anymore.
I don't know who I am. Yes, I think we left off pretty much right at the park with the.
No, we were headed back to the house.
Okay,
we
headed back to the house.
finally decided to head back to the house because we did say that we were going to go the next day, and we also decided Alvarez was a big boy, and if he shirked his duty to go follow his enemy, we couldn't do anything about it.
All valid and very real points. Exactly. All right.
Okay.
Is there anything anyone needs to do before turning in for the night?
No,
I hope
not at the moment.
Assuming my sister doesn't waylay me to yell at me about something.
But I will ask to kind of like have a comfy couch right at the entrance to Savoy's mansion and like just sit there and sleep on that. I'll probably pass out on it while waiting for Everest.
Why not? Waiting for Everest. You know, we could just have a servant wait there to wake you up as soon as he gets back.
I'm a bit worried, and I just need to know.
If we are going to be fighting and doing stuff tomorrow, you need your rest.
I'll be fine. I just need to see this through for the night. I'll probably pass out on the couch here. I'll be okay.
I'll set somebody to get her.
It's a very comfy
blankets
couch. I have to admit, didn't know you can make comfort on couches with wood.
Yeah, well,
just a wooden couch, I'm sure.
no, it's not. And a servant will then go and make it up as a bed for you, thinking you're very strange, because you are.
Just
the guards also give you kind of a little bit of askance looks, but their decorum snaps in and they just kind of, ready? And yep.
Hey, it's the most excitement they've had in days.
Well, do you like come out to make sure that
yes,
Laureate is comfortable? So the guards kind of look at you and you give them like it's fine kind of signal.
Just like, it's okay. We're leaving tomorrow.
They just kind of nod and say, "Alrighty."
I'm
Okay,
like,
and you go back to guarding.
I do let someone know unless Alvarez arrives bleeding. I don't care when he gets back.
Well, that's why I'm kind of waiting here, just to see if he comes in bleeding. I probably need to immediately tend to him. So.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Malma isn't used to comfy beds of the high class, so she intends to enjoy a nice sleep in the comfy bed of the high class, knowing full well what kind of sleep ships provide.
The bed is very comfortable.
And there are pillows and multiple pillows, I assume, and like
you want.
I want a bunch.
You could put a layer of pillows on top of the bed if you wanted to and sleep on it.
Done.
Please request an additional bed and just have two beds next to each other.
Just if I can fall into it and kind of be smothered slightly by it as I sleep, that's perfect. I'm gonna keep my mace closed though, because comfort aside, girls gotta be ready.
Please tell me you're gonna take the gown off.
This is a very comfortable gown.
Okay, look. The bonework of the bodice isn't all that comfortable to lie down in.
You're not gonna want to.
Do you want to dress for bed? And they lay out what looks like a very nice nightgown.
What kind of sheets are there?
Just cotton. We're not doing the silk sheet stuff.
Are they high thread?
Nice.
Soft. It's a very soft, very nice cotton. Yes.
How nice is the nightgown? Is the nightgown nicer than the?
I don't know.
Sheets?
What does the Savoy family like?
It's just it's a nightgown. It's probably high quality. It's probably nice. As nice as the sheets or nicer.
Nicer? If it's nicer, I'm wearing the nightgown. Otherwise, Mom is sleeping nude in that bed.
Okay, then it's nicer.
Perfect. Done.
So it's very nice. It's got little silk ribbons.
Oh,
please tell me Savoy is just like mumming you. Just like, are you gonna sleep in that bed naked?
Just get in the bed. You do not need any more pillows. Just go to bed.
Just 3 more pillows. Just 3 more.
I'm gonna smother you with one of them.
For my mace. It needs pillows too.
No, it doesn't. Now go to bed.
Okay. I ate a lot. I'm pretty
those desserts are weighing a little bit heavy.
I tell the servants to lock the damn door.
Okay.
And like leave someone outside the door if she wants out.
You are really lucky that she didn't sleep nude, because I was going to come up with a scenario that allowed her to grab her mace and leap out of bed and charge the door like down the halls.
She's not.
Waving the mace over.
No.
I know she's dressed. I understand. I'm just saying, if the other way went around.
Yeah,
I was going to make that happen, but
no, I honestly already saw that in my head as Mama jumping up naked with a battle axe parking the hallway. No.
Yeah, just hope she doesn't sleepwalk.
Hey, it was a mace, not a battle axe.
Whatever. It's the thing that she shouldn't have had at dinner, but I let her do it anyway.
I thought she hit it quite well.
Yeah, I will. That's why she got it. See what I have to deal with, people?
Is it pretty much lights out for Mama so she like hits the
Oh yeah.
comfy
So
pillow?
much dessert, so much drink, so much getting like hit on like by people.
In the hard way, not the nice way. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Good. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
and it sounds like the snores are reverberating through the door as you slip away.
Oh yeah, she should probably have a CPAP machine. Let's be honest.
I may leave one servant on the inside of the door just so that
Watch me
that
sleep.
she wants out.
Well, you guarantee that someone on the inside won't be getting like napping or anything. So
Well, no, I don't want them to nap. She's dangerous.
What?
I mean,
I think formidable is the right word.
okay,
here.
formidable. I'll say Alvarez was half dangerous to my library.
No,
So
there you go. Yes. Hazardous to your pages. Exactly. All right. So Laureate. Okay, just to get everything clear, Laureate is on a couch with blankets outside in the.
No, at the right, just at the front door, so inside, not outside.
Okay, gotcha. All right, well, that's why I asked. I wanna make sure. Okay, because there's an outer foyer where the gates are and the
Yeah,
wall.
no, not there. No, that would be silly.
Right, not that crazy. Okay, good.
No.
Malma is sawing logs after her adventurous yet fun evening in a nice, comfy, every pillow on the bed.
Oh yeah.
And you're finally heading back for what is hopefully a well-deserved rest.
yes.
All right, but as you,
In fact, I'm hoping we can sneak out of here. I'll just leave my sister a note.
now, unfortunately, luck is not with you this evening.
No.
So as you round the corner to your room, you see your sister waiting by the door. However, she does have a bottle and 2 glasses with her.
Okay, so it's not a scolding. It's a let's have a talk.
Well, she tries to keep the stern face, but you know her far too well. So, and yeah, the fact that she brought the booze indicates that it's kind of a thank goodness we got through this night in more or less one piece. And you guys have been through these kind of things before. So
Yep.
She kind of motions you inside your room and steps inside.
Yep.
Closes the door, leans against it wearily, and then goes to the little like desk you have in your room and
Yeah.
sets the glasses down. It's like, I don't know what Savoy's favorite liqueur is, but that's what this would be. Not wine. We're going for something a little strong.
Oh no, it's probably like a whiskey of some kind or a bourbon, something slightly sweet but very, very strong.
How about a nice strong brandy?
Oh, I'll take brandy.
There we go.
I'll take a brandy.
Yes. It's her favorite. It's fairly rare. Usually kind of only have for special occasions. Apparently she thought this was a special occasion.
Or an apology or something. I don't know.
I don't think he's apologizing.
I'm just gonna toast her and
Yeah,
then
he clinks the glass and she actually knocks the whole thing back, which she usually does not do. She's usually much more sedate about that kind of thing. So this night has actually been obviously fairly stressful for her.
okay.
And she breathes deeply again. It's like, well, we're still in one piece.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have? Okay, and she's like, she kind of like gathers her wits a bit. And is like, all right, what was up with your acquaintance? With the tattoos, or the scars, or whatever they were.
You are familiar with Blood Feud, yes?
Yes.
So
Not really something we tackle in Adriel anymore, but yes.
no, but he is not from Adriel, and the person who basically killed his entire order said, "Hi, I'm here. Here's proof that I'm here. Come get me." Oh wait, shit! I can't say that.
Right.
I don't know any of that.
Exactly.
I'm going to assume that, though.
That is a fair assumption to make. Considering how driven he was in general about finding her, it's a very good guess you can make that this had something.
Right. Well, and I also saw the hair.
That is true.
So my guess is that she, who killed his entire order, sent part of her hair as proof that she was wherever. I'm guessing she was challenging him. And he always said straight up, if he saw her, she was his number one priority.
Yeah, he did make that very clear.
It was, and I accepted that. I just didn't know there was going to be an invitation in the middle of a dinner that was supposed to be just family. That wasn't just family.
Jen, make an insight roll.
Oh. Hey, let's see if I'm playing D&D or not.
Always an interesting question.
Yeah, well.
Johnny, are you able to move the mic a little bit closer to yourself? Or is that as far as it can go?
I did it.
Okay.
Hey, nice.
Well done.
Okay, I have made an insight roll.
All right. Is that better?
Yeah, just any bit closer is always good. Just it's easier to clearer.
Shove it up. There we go. I can get real close. There we go.
Perfect.
Well, that. Okay, so that check. How much you make it by?
Only by 2.
All right. Well, I mean, it does make you wonder exactly how they knew where. I mean, like, you guys hadn't really made it a secret, but at the same time, you hadn't really made it widely known that you were putting them up at your house. And yet they seem to know right where he was. Like you said, it happened at what was going to be a relatively private family function. And that kind of gets your wheel spinning as to how did they know?
Yeah, so...
Because it was delivered by a street kid that you went out looking for, but you couldn't find.
Right, and
that was it. That was kind of.
But I know that the chasers have some sort of noble connection.
Mm-hmm.
And there were other nobles there, and there was a lady. What the hell's her name?
I'm blanking too. Not Minerva. Oh, I'm totally blanking.
Not Medici. I keep always thinking Medici.
Who are you trying to remember?
Machia. Thank you. Lady Machia.
Lady Machia was there. And it's entirely possible. I mean, he made no secret of wanting to find this woman.
Right.
It's like, how did Lady Machia know that we were going to have dinner here? Just out of curiosity.
Oh, are you actually asking her?
Mm-hmm.
And your sister looks a little abashed at it, but at the same time, it's like, well, I'm not really sure. But she just kind of showed up. And decorum meant I couldn't turn her away. So we set new places for her, and that's how that went down. What exactly is your involvement with her? I mean, beyond the whole thing with getting that little business out with her nephew. But it seems like this is continuing. Am I missing something that I need to know about?
No, this is that thing that you said that you were trying to protect me from, that you didn't want me involved in the politics. Well, because I did something for her and succeeded beyond probably her wildest dreams, I am now involved. And my dear sister, between you and I, she wants me to keep secrets from you.
From me?
Yes. She's playing very many different games, very many different sides.
Well, that's the Machias for you anyways.
Yes. Like, she flat out told me I wasn't supposed to talk about how we did the adventure. And then she flat out asked me about it in front of you and the party. So I had to make stuff up that was close, but not exact.
Is this something I should know, or am I better off not knowing it?
At this point, not knowing. If you stay with what I said, and
she thinks too like she's remembering the story you told at the dinner table. Okay. And she's like, yeah.
If you stay with what I said and she comes back and talks to you later, you can't get confused with what
actually happened.
Yeah.
That's fair.
And so you know she's going to do that. She's going to test.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
So now, this next thing I'm about to do is I'm going to do another favor for Maddox.
So wait, you're working for Makia and Maddox at the same time.
So let me ask you a question, sister dear. If you wanted to keep an eye on an enemy, wouldn't you want to keep someone very close to them working for them?
Yes, but only with the understanding that that person was entirely expendable if they got found out. You, my dear sister, are not expendable to me.
To you, that is correct. And I rather value my life and the people that I'm with. I actually rather like them. And like I told you, while this is dangerous, I am having the absolute time of my life. So I'm going into this eyes wide open. You have done your duty for the family. I am doing my duty for the family. So I'm going to have very inconvenient and useful and interesting friends for the foreseeable future. And I will be going out on interesting trips that I may or may not be able to tell you about. But I will always keep our family in mind.
And what happens when it comes down to making a choice between one and the other? Not the family. I'm not worried about that choice. I know you will do the right thing. But what happens when it comes down between Maddox and Makia?
In the very, very old vernacular I recently read, I'll burn that bridge when I come to it. Because it all comes down to context. I don't know.
Except the only problem is your decision affects more than just you in that scenario.
Do you want to give me advice on which side I should jump? Because remember...
Are you done with your drink, by the way? Have you finished your drink by now?
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, yeah.
He fills both your glasses again. Each side has advantage. As you said, context is key. In that, you are absolutely correct. Both families are jockeying for power, and sooner or later that their machinations, halfway intended, are going to come to a head against each other.
Yes.
And that is the dangerous path you are treading right now. As you well know, I know you are going to this with your eyes open.
But our family are merchants. She is noble. We would like to rise within the ranks. But don't you think she's going to consider us always just merchants, as long as we don't rise above our station, which is a term that she has used for Maddox multiple times.
Indeed. And you are correct. She will never see us as anything more than what she perceives us to be at this point in time.
But
however, when you come at the Queen, you'd best not miss. And if Maddox fails to take out Makia and your involvement with his plans comes to light, it would not go well for us.
So if that ever came to light, then you'd have to disown me. Flat out. You know that. I would become familyless. And
so
that
it's
is
in our best interest to make sure that never happens.
correct. So, like I said, we can burn those bridges when we get to it. Otherwise, we're going to keep doing what we need to do.
Well, burning bridges in Adriel means pieces of the city may fall. So let's be careful and A, let's make sure we're not standing on the span when we set the fight. And B, let's make sure we're burning away the right parts. And this is kind of a side of your sister you don't really see very often.
Yeah.
And,
so just think about what I've said, and if you change your mind on your advice, just make sure I hear it.
Well, right now, I don't have enough information to make a completely informed decision. As I said, they both have pros and cons, but we need to know more about. I think she's got kind of a cunning look as she plays with her glass. We need to know more about what Lady Makia wants. Maddox has been fairly obvious about his designs. He wants to sit on the council. He wants to control, to guide to a new direction. Now, we also need to know where that direction is, because he's been very vague in exactly where he wants to take Adriel. Now, this assumes that Makia probably wants the status quo to remain, in which case Maddox is a dangerous enemy that she will move against sooner or later, potentially sooner, especially if he keeps gaining power. I do not know exactly what Gelspar truly gave her, other than the people there seem to think he's on their side. You and I suspect, if not know better. Gelspar is just a means to an end to him.
Well, he wants power. He wants a seat on the council. She absolutely doesn't want him on the council. I'm sure he has other ambitions that I haven't heard about, and I know she does. So whatever those other ambitions are, or suspected, that's what she's working against.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, all I can do is listen and see if my allies can help. But you're the one who's in the higher courts.
Yes, but your allies have proven to be somewhat... I'm torn between unreliable and impulsive, and I think both probably qualifies.
Well, I think they can be very reliable in very specific circumstances, and unreliable in the circumstances that you are most familiar with. We travel in different worlds.
Yes, but if Lady Makia wishes you to dine with her, they will all be required to attend and be on their best behavior. That is the unreliable I am most concerned with, because it would look very badly on our house if they do not behave with decorum.
Okay, that is a nightmare I never ever wanted to think about. Ever. Oh God, I can just see Malma.
Welcome to the upper levels, my sister.
Some days I shouldn't have punched that dude, but whatever.
What is done is done.
It is done. I will consider that, and I know Lorient will be able to comport herself extremely well if we ever have to have dinner with Lady Makia. And I will lean upon her to assist me with Malma and Alvarez.
Yes, Laureate.
Yes.
I'm glad you mentioned her. How is it that you fell in with the one from the Silverglades and are actually like joining her as a companion?
She helped me out in a fight. She guarded my back and she healed me, and she has become a absolutely reliable companion. Absolutely reliable.
And what is her aim in all of this? Why is she with you? Why is she doing this?
Well, as many people are holding their cards close to the chest, I have watched her look over the equipment that we've been sending to the university with quite a bit of longing. I also know she has great interest and knowledge towards the crystals. My thought is that she would like to regain her good name, that she would like to continue her studies. She may be willing to take on a patron who will help her do these things. I do not know everything she wants. I mean, like I said, these are guesses, but they are educated guesses based on me watching.
Okay. Keep her close. We've been looking for a way to get closer to the academy than just our business contracts. Sponsoring her work, if indeed that is what she's doing, could go a long way towards ingratiating ourselves with the academy as well.
Or it could be exact opposite if she's person non grata. You have to remember that.
Your years out of school are weighing on you. If there's one thing the academy always needs, it is money. Certain things have not changed. Now,
okay, I understand. I suspect you will need to interview Laureate on your own about that. as a potential patron to her.
Does she trust you?
Trust is earned. I think I have earned some of it, but we have known each other, what, 7 days?
About that.
7 days. And, when you fight with someone and go into some extraordinary circumstances, you gain a bond. But I believe we have a foothold as trust. And if this is the thing you're interested in, and you're asking me if I would be willing to sponsor her, right now the answer is yes. But I'd have to ask her a lot more questions.
Yes.
See if she's willing to open up a little. I mean, with Mama, I pretty much know she would like money to have her ship, to fly, to have decadence. She's
Did
consistent.
seem to enjoy dinner and the dress and the trappings that our work has brought us.
She likes the trapping, but I don't think she would like the actual duties under. But she could do the job as a bodyguard, as a airship pilot. I'm not going to say she's simple. I'm going to say she's direct with what she wants. Because I have watched her deal with things that I don't have any talent dealing with in the black markets and such. I delegated some things that I just couldn't deal with.
Now that all right, one step at a time. Let's put Melma aside. Laureate, I want you to foster this trust between you. I have no dark designs on her. If we can sponsor her, then everyone benefits. That's my point. I am just concerned that what we know, Maddox also knows. And I am concerned that he may have designs on her as well. And better us to have her than him. So if we are going to make an offer, we should probably do it soon.
Well, we'll see. I'll have talk with her when we're on the airship.
All right. Now, this Malma person. She kind of...
Airship captain.
Yes, airship captains and good captains can be hard to find.
Yeah.
However, does she pilot an airship as impulsively as she eats dinner?
She's actually extremely skilled.
Okay.
And she,
I suppose you have seen firsthand, that is true.
Well, we're still alive.
For now.
For now, and the first ship we took out was iffy at best. And we still did well.
Do you trust her?
I trust her to do as she will say. And if she agrees to be my bodyguard for a while, then she will do that. If she agrees to be an airship pilot, she will do that. But she is mercenary in the strictest sense of the word, that she will do what she is paid to do. I do not know where her friendship currency lies.
Well, in that case, the real question is how much will her loyalty cost?
Well, I can give you something to look into while we're running off monster hunting. Her ship is currently in impound. Kind of interested in finding out what it would take to get it out of that.
I already have an answer for you.
Oh, do you?
The ship was paid for and is no longer an impound.
By?
They would not tell me.
So someone else owns it?
Well, they have the lien on it right now.
Oh, okay.
If you're able to pay the fines and the taxes, she could, well, it's a lot like property taxes on a house. Technically, they do own it now. That is correct.
This mysterious they.
Mm-hmm.
Probably Lady Machia.
It is my strong suspicion. She's getting her tentacles wrapped around all of you. I don't know if she can get Everest or Laureate, but you two, she seems to have taken a particular interest in, which worries me.
So basically, I tell Mama if she can pay her taxes and her fines, she can have her ship back, but it's not hers.
Correct. And you know Machia will ask for something more than just...
Of course she will. Of course she will. Or if it's Maddox, he will. Because that man is rich. Holy Toledo.
If you kind of pause at that, that's a point I had not considered. I mean, he knew the ship was impounded, right?
Yeah, he knew.
Hmm.
So it could be either of them. We are in this little pawn of the game, Airship of Fools. This is, and I don't know who the ballast is.
Right, and if you have to ask, chances are it might be you. All right.
Out of character, that's a
That's what the title of this airship. That's what the title of this episode should have been: Airship of Fools.
Airship of Fools.
So there we go.
All right.
All right. She said, "Well, it is late, but I wanted to come and talk to you
Okay.
to kind of be in the measure of these companions you are
Well,
consorting with."
we're gonna run off and do something else utterly insane, and if I make it back, I'll tell you more.
All right, I will make some discreet inquiries here as well.
Thank you.
I'm not without my own.
If you can find out who actually owns the ship now, and God, I don't think you'd be able.
Don't think I'd be able to do what?
Well, are you? How acquainted are you with the Chasers, my dear sister?
Not closely, but
They
there are intermediaries that can be contacted to curry messages.
Well, if you can find out who is most involved, invested in them, that could be very interesting and very helpful.
So you're looking at the other end, start at the top and work your way down.
Yeah, I am,
Now
because
that is something I have some passing familiarity with.
okay, well, that will give me something less to think about while I am doing the rest of this and hopefully not dying. I joke, by the way. I joke. I don't actually think I'm going to die. I have Mama and Lorient.
No one does until it is too late.
And somebody named Talon.
Who is this now? Why am I just hearing about this person now?
He's an extra thrown in. He's an extra. We're good.
From where?
From a ship holder. It's all set up. You don't need to know anymore. Don't ask any more details. You do your thing. I will do my thing.
Oh, very well.
Thank you.
I just warn you.
Yeah. Yeah.
You may not. You say you're not one of those things to worry about until I find answers. Then you may be much more worried than you were before.
Well, we'll burn that bridge when we come to it.
I'm not liking all this talk of bridge burning. I'm just gonna
Okay, we'll roll those dice and pull that string when we get to it.
There you go. All right. All right, dear sister. I will bid you. Well, I suppose good evening is the best I can do.
I will toast her and I'll drink the rest.
Shall we say, how about a dreamless sleep this evening?
Yeah, hopefully.
Wait, when do you plan to leave tomorrow? For this?
As early as I can get everybody up and out to minimize the amount of chaos to the family, the house, and them. And I don't want other unexpected guests.
I wish you luck with that.
Yeah.
What is the expression? Herding cats, I believe.
You know what? It'll be fine. It will be fine. We know what we're doing. We're gonna get on a boat and go hunt monsters.
You thought you knew what you were doing last time.
Well, that's what we succeeded too.
Yes, but it was infinite. I believe, although I don't know the true story, it sounds like it was infinitely more complicated than you suspected at first.
Good night. Good night.
Skittle shakes her head again, and then yes, she withdraws. All right. Shove the problem off the edge. Jump off that cliff when you come to it. There you go. That's for me.
Oh. Wait, I'm missing the chat. What's the chat?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Okay, Lorien. Are you actually attempting to stay up, or are you going to?
I
Just
pretty much stay up for like another hour and then probably pass out because it's very late.
That's true. You've been running around a lot.
Yeah.
pretty much since you got back, and yeah, you're exhausted. You managed maybe like 45 minutes, you're out cold.
Mm-hmm.
When you next open your eyes, you are in the Silverglades.
Uh-oh.
You are back at your campsite. The bodies of the party are sprawled around you. It is eerily silent. You can see the dead, kind of dull gleams of the dead crystals in the trees and everywhere, in the bark and everything. What do you wish to do?
Am I covered in blood?
Yes. Well, I mean, you're spattered with it. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. I'll look around for wherever the biggest crystal shard piece is that's left over from the event.
The explosion?
Yep.
Well, a quick look around tells you it's kind of at your feet right now. Embedded in the body of the last party member who has survived longer than the other two, whose name I'm blanking on right now. But that one. And her dead body lies there, her eyes staring glassily up at you, almost as if accusing you as to why did you do this? Why did you bring this doom upon us all?
I'm sorry, Cathal. I just hold her while she slowly goes.
Oh, she's already dead. She's gone. She's gone. But her eyes are like it's the stare of the dead up at you in like stare of the damned kind of thing.
Yeah.
As if cursing.
So I'll pull the biggest piece out of her.
Squish, and blood kind of wells out, oozes from the wound. So now you are holding a bloody crystal in your hand. Rather. Make a focus check for me.
Yep.
Okay. As you're kind of staring at it, you hear a rustling in the tree line, like probably maybe 20 paces back. You're not really sure. Sounds like something's coming toward you. You're like kneeling in front of her as you took the crystal out. So, what do you wish to do?
I quickly start grabbing any supplies I can and wrapping up the crystal in a piece of cloth and then putting in my bag, while keeping an eye on that direction of where that noise came from.
Okay, it seems to be coming closer. Yeah, you're able to grab. I mean, your pack was because of the nights you had stayed there already. You're already on edge. You kind of kept your stuff together, so you could theoretically grab it and go relatively quickly if you wished.
Okay, yeah. What I'll probably do is go hide behind something and just see what comes out.
Okay.
So that would be a stealth check, I assume?
Yes, but here's the problem. The clearing, the only thing to hide behind would be in the tree line itself. You'd have to step into the forest. There's no real cover here unless there's one thing.
It looks like the forest is enclosing around me.
No, the forest is where it always has been. The clearing is the clearing. The guttering fire, the remains of the fire, and the experiment are there. Everything looks exactly as you left it when you last left it all those years ago. But the problem is there's no cover to hide behind unless you step into the forest.
I don't really want to do that.
Indeed.
I'm just gonna take the path that we came in and just bolt it for it.
Okay. As you are leaving the clearing, you hear a voice, Orig, and the voice is familiar.
I stop, turn around.
It's Everest. Has emerged from the forest and is standing just inside the clearing line. And he's just he did call you, as you think he called you, and he's just staring at you now.
You can't. How are you here?
He doesn't say anything yet. Make another focus roll for me.
This is confusing to It's just What? Succeed.
Okay. As you're staring at him, you see the vines of the forest start to creep around his legs and come out and start creeping around his hands and start crawling up his arms. He does not seem to notice them or move. He just seems to keep watching you.
You can't get away from the vines, and I start trying to like run up to him and start trying to rip the vines away using magic and also my staff if I have to.
If you're using magic, what are you using?
I use it was a moonbite.
Okay. Can you put that up? I need to read that real quick.
Okay. Even though it's going to do a roll, it's just a piercing attack that does. It targets multiple. It's like a multi-spread attack. So.
Okay. All right, that's fine. So yeah, you cast the spell, and do you have a particular, because of the name, do you have a particular description of the effect when it actually goes off? Like what it looks like when Laureate casts
It's
this?
like shards of silvery light that just shoot out and just pierce through anything that it hits.
Cool. Okay, all right, yes, that is exactly what happens. The only problem is they pierce through Everest as well. And he falls to his knees and like clutches at you, and the vines are still coming around him, and now they start to flow onto you as well. And then he looks up at you, and he's like bleeding from these wounds you put in him, and says, "Danger, you cannot go back." And as you watch, and you're kind of frozen, the vines quicken and spread and come over his face, forming like a mask. And before you can move, he lunges at you, and that is when you bolt up in the couch, nearly falling off. And as your breathing returns to normal, and you wipe the sweat from your brow, you realize you just had the most realistic dream probably you've ever had in your life. But it was just a dream. You are back in the foyer inside the Savoy household. But it was absolutely terrifying. Despite and also extremely weird.
Yeah. Is there any servants nearby, or was it pretty early in the morning?
Well, you're thinking it's probably a couple hours before dawn.
So I didn't get much sleep.
Not really.
I'll quickly get up and just go out the front door into the main courtyard area, just see if there's any sign of Everest.
Okay. Do you want to just look, or do you want to inquire at the guards on the night watch?
I'll go up to the guards as well. And...
He nods his head and says, "No, miss. No one's come in since we barred the gate at dusk."
Are you sure?
Absolutely sure. There's been even no one on the street. All's been quiet. Should I fetch someone for you? Do you wish me to?
No. It's fine.
Savoy?
It's okay. Thank you.
Just let us know if you need anything.
I will.
Okay. Are you going to try to go back to sleep?
Yes. I'll probably just go back to the couch. I'm sure I've got like a little bit of leftover food. Eat a bit of that, and then try and...
Well, you're no mama, but yes, you have a bite or two. That's true.
Yeah.
All right. Sleep is still fitful for you, because every time you close your eyes, you're worried you're going to see that same scene of whatever that was, like enveloping Everest's face and then coming right at you. But you do manage to get like, I don't know, maybe an hour or so, but the next day is going to be a little hard for you. Let's put it that way. Okay?
Okay.
Mama. I don't suppose you ever watched The Simpsons.
Mama, no, but Marie, yes.
Yes, out of character. Do you remember the one where Homer went off to dream and went to Chocolate Land?
Chocolate Land, yes.
Yeah. You pretty much go to Dessert Land in your dreams. It's just everything is fluffy clouds of meringue and pies and cakes and everything, and it's all wonderful and nice and just, yes, it's delightful.
This is everything I've ever wanted. Thank you.
She gets nice dreams and we get screwed up.
Rivers of hot fudge and oceans of, I don't know, custard, whatever you. It's just, yes, and you can eat and it's just delightful. Yes.
Okay,
I want to.
yes, you're right.
I want to eat until like I'm so tired that I fall asleep in my dream by the chocolate. on some like comfy cotton candy beds. Like
That's
this is
exactly what happens, and you can eat the bed too, and it never gets smaller. So yes,
That's
it's just
beautiful.
spend the entire evening just gorging yourself.
Oh,
I will fall
And then
asleep
you fall
face
asleep.
down.
You make a cotton candy pillow, and you fall asleep, and it's just like munch, munch, munch. Yeah,
Oh,
There
that's
you go.
perfect.
there
Thank
go.
you. Thank you. That's beautiful. I need a moment.
I was really hoping there'd be some kind of fantasy world where it's like chocolate cakes and stuff versus fish monsters, and it's like an epic battle that Malma's participating in.
I was hoping it was she starts eating the marshmallow and then she settles in and then the marshmallow tries to eat her.
No, not everyone has bad dreams.
Then the marshmallow comes up and snuggles her like a dog.
There you go. Yeah, she can make like a little gummy bear dog. Like, bark, bark, arr, arr, arr.
Maybe Mama is a bit more simple in her subconscious than you two. Maybe that's the thing that's going
She's just
on.
a happier person, you know?
Uncomplicated. Yes. Yes.
He is
Uncomplicated.
uncomplicated but not simple.
There you go.
I
Yes, very true. Savoy.
Oh yes.
I don't know if you do anything before you go to sleep.
No,
right?
I
Maybe
just-
journal. Just it's been pretty
I
exhausting.
basically set out clothing,
Okay.
or because I'm sure whatever the servants set out would not be appropriate for
You
me
are correct.
trying to flee in the morning.
So just leave, not fleeing. Fleeing implies you're being chased.
I'm fleeing obligations of niceties with nobles and stuff. Actually,
That's fair. That's fair.
also, basically, I put out clothes. I'm going to be working, so the pants, the boots, the semi-armorish vest, whatever.
Yes.
And so my thought is I will actually be in bed within 15 minutes after my sister leaves.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't drink anymore because too much drink makes you wake up in the middle of the night
Mm.
for
Okay.
various reasons.
Yeah, and you already had a couple. That's probably solid
Yeah.
cap, exactly.
Yeah. Plus, I don't want a hangover in the morning.
Indeed. All right. So you resist the small temptation, but it's pretty easy to resist.
Yeah. I've had a couple of good brandies, and it's really good brandy. So, it's kind of that sibling unspoken I'm sorry. But
Yes, the unspoken bond between sisters. Yeah.
yeah. So that is my intent. And I sleep dreamlessly.
Nice try.
Okay.
When you open your eyes, you are back in the dining hall. It is very dark, kind of cold, and as you look around, right now you believe you are alone. There is the typical extensive place setting in front of you, but only one. You are seated in the middle of the table, and there is a silver dish with a silver cover on it in front of you. What do you wish to do?
Well, the first thing I do is I look down and see if I'm appropriately dressed for whatever dinner or being outside my room.
You're appropriately dressed, but it's more like your traveling or adventuring clothes. It's not evening wear.
Oh, well. I pick up the cloche and I put it aside
Okay.
to see what it, or if I pick up the cloche and it's terrible, I put it back down.
Well, that depends. There are a few items. It's nothing like. Well, okay. I'm just going to describe it. And you can react as you see fit. There are several items on the tray. The first one that catches your eye is that hank of white hair that Everest revealed before he stormed out. The second item seems to be
Ooh.
treats. The second item seems to be what looks like well, in modern times in your parlance it would be kind of like looks like a rolled up piece of like sushi in a way, like a dessert or not a dessert, but a little meal a bite-sized piece of like fish rolled in like a seaweed wrap, but it's not. It has a dark liquid coming out from it.
Okay.
There's also a small bit of what is obviously a hearth crystal.
Okay.
And that seems to be about Oh, and a bit of polished wood. It looks like actually it's not even a bit of wood. It's a tiny chair.
Chair, crystal, a fish roll,
Maybe.
and
You know it's not a fish roll. You're not sure exactly what it is, but you know it's not a fish roll.
where's the light coming from in here?
You don't know. I mean, you look up and you can see it's from an indistinct source. And the hank of white hair.
And is it bloody?
Yeah, it's got that. It looks exactly like what he held in his hand before he stormed out.
Well, it kind of looks like the group that I'm with on a silver platter.
That's a fair assessment.
Well, I'm like hearth crystal, chair, which would be me, the hank of hair, which is Alvarez, this strange thing that looks like possibly fish. I'll touch the liquid and smell it.
Smells rather coppery, a little bit
Blood.
stated.
I do not taste it. I wipe my hand on something.
Oh, mama. All right. Are you doing anything else with the roll?
Pick it up, turn it over.
Okay, when you pick it up, it kind of like slides apart, and you recognize it as apparently it is a piece of Everest's skin with the markings on it.
Wait. That, it probably has weed in it. That is not. I've seen him enough to know, is that like from his chest or from his arm or from the forearm or whatever? Is it small or thick based on?
It's like a strip like an inch wide by maybe 2 inches. If you had to guess, which you don't really want to do, it probably came from his arm.
Okay. So that's not right. I am going to. There's a table.
You're sitting at the table. You're sitting at the dining room table in your hall.
But it's dark.
Yes, except for light that's coming down from somewhere above you.
Okay.
Like you're in a kind of a column of light.
I push away from the table and get up.
And then you hear a low, rasping chuckle.
Is that Makia's chuckle?
Oh, dear child. It seems you have not been forthright with me. And I'm afraid there is only one punishment for those who do not tell the Machias the truth. As you watch, the chair on the platter bursts into flame. What do you wish to do?
Do I know which direction the voice is coming from?
It sounds like it's coming from all around you.
I have been truthful with you, woman.
So you say. So you say. But I know otherwise.
You don't know everything.
Normally wise words from one so young. But it is you who certainly does not know everything about the situation you find yourself in. And I would tread with care. For everything, much like that chair, can be burned all around you. But you will be left unscathed to carry that forward for the rest of your life.
Oh boy, I really want to punch something now. Like, I really want to punch something right now.
And a light goes on at the head of the table. And Maki is sitting there in where your sister sat during dinner. Your sister's nowhere to be seen.
Have I figured out this is a dream yet?
Give me an insight roll.
I need a...
If anyone wants to inspire Savoy to help her along in this realization...
How does one inspire me?
That is certainly doable.
Somebody inspire me.
Nice. chocolate hearts,
You all can help me.
cotton
There's-
candy dreams.
I don't even know how the Inspire works with this.
If someone inspires you, you get advantage on your roll.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. Inspiration who?
Oh.
Are you inspiring Arv?
I think so. I think the pretzels. Look, I think the dark chocolate pretzels should be inspiring.
These are
Very
absolutely
inspiring.
lovely.
Oh, those look so good.
Wow.
Yay.
Mm.
Oh, and Prince Justin doesn't have any inspiration to give, but he's trying.
I'm sorry, Art, but you need to donate at the $10 level at the Patreon to be able to inspire someone, Arv. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Arv, you haven't donated the requisite $10 to inspire someone. All right, do we have your presence is inspiring? I think Arv actually is inspiring.
Okay.
Yeah, so it says inspiration who? Oh, who's got it? Oh, right.
What is
Sorry.
that?
He can do a list of who has inspirations to give of the subscribers.
Oh,
Yeah.
you guys can help me make sure I don't punch a real person or go ahead and punch this woman that we've all wanted to punch in the face really hard since we met her.
Or you can leave off the inspiration and she can go and punch her. So there's that too. So, all right, that's okay.
What is this?
Punch.
What do you have in
punch,
your
punch.
mouth? Is it like? That looks good.
We have a guest shot from Greg Wilson, Arvin Elleron. There we go.
And
Oh,
dessert.
no, she's not coming up.
Because Arcana Spot isn't here.
Oh.
Oh.
Shadow Mage also.
All right.
Want that on.
Okay, I guess I'm just gonna roll and
Yeah, you have to go. Thank you. That's better. All right, you have to go for it.
all right, gotta do it and see if I'm playing D&D again.
You can do it. I have faith.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh.
Right on, right on.
You did it.
Am I dreaming?
You are not sure.
Oh,
It
this
could
might
go
be-
either way. I mean, a part of you thinks, well, we don't have lights that come from nowhere, and no one would ever serve me a meal like this. But even so, you are still not entirely. It's in that
Also,
kind of.
there's
half-
magic. This could be a magic I don't know.
That's true.
This could be.
So you are on the edge. It could go either way.
Okay. All right, then that will actually change. I'm not going to actually punch her in the face. I will walk up to her.
I will forgive you your trespass if you swear to me now, on your knees.
Swear what?
It's your undying fidelity, of course.
No. And I'm going to turn my back and I'm going to walk away from her down the table.
It was not a request. Before you can roll
Oh
around,
no.
something lands on your back, and that is when you wake up.
Oh god. It's terrible.
And that last couple words sounded like nothing you'd ever heard before.
So like something.
Inhuman.
Oh, this is terrible. This sucks. I need to go talk to Lorient and find out if this can happen. Like, this is a magic that is real.
Okay, so you get up and like throw a dressing gown on, and well, you know where Laureate is.
Yeah. No, I definitely.
So Laureate, just as you're about to nod off,
Yeah. Just like real
you hear
life.
these shuffling slippered feet come like really shuffling quite fast towards you. At least you think it's coming towards you, like you kind of, huh? And you see Laureate like not probably, maybe an insight check. Watch, you'll make the critical on this one.
Looks like a fail there.
Oh.
19.
Oh, well, my insight is great.
Actually, it was Savoy. Sorry, not Laureate, Savoy.
Oh.
Yeah, you realize she's not quite asleep, unless she's maybe trying to fake it. Not sure. But you realize she's not asleep.
Laureate, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Oh, good, I'm not the only one, Jeff.
Yes. What? Something happened?
Yes, something happened. I don't know how to explain it, and you're the expert. As
Okay.
far as I know. I dreamt tonight. It was surreal, but it was real.
Mm.
And as I was waking up, it felt like something inhuman was trying to communicate with me. I don't know if it was from the void or what, and it was disturbing. Is this anything you know about? Or could it be true? Is it a magic? Am I just having a really realistic dream?
Well, I just had a interesting nightmare, which Everest was in.
Parts of Everest were in mine as well.
Nice description. I mean, it's true. It's technically true.
Maybe Everest has some kind of unique connection with us. I don't know anything about him and his people.
Or maybe
Possibly.
he's captured by his enemy and she's using him as a connection. Mine was a piece of skin of his tattoo, but it was on a platter that represented all of us, I think.
Mine wasn't as weird as that. Mine was an event from my past, which I didn't want to relive again. And he was there, strangely. Is Malma?
Malma, as far as I know, is asleep, and she has a servant in her room. If something goes wrong, I will know.
So
unless she kills the servant.
Maybe it's just a coincidence. We both had bad dreams.
But Lady Makia was in mine, and she attacked me, or something attacked me as I was leaving, and it was like it was not a request. They wanted fealty, undying fealty. And it's like I heard it as I was waking up. Is this something that a void creature could do? Or void? Or, God, I don't even know. This is not my area of expertise.
Laureate, make me a knowledge roll at +4.
Oh, I basically succeed no matter what then.
No, remember.
Oh wait, +4 is the opposite way, so I fail.
Not negative. Yeah.
Damn it, I forget.
Oh, darn it.
So you fail. Something dances around the edge of your memory, even because you were close, but it doesn't receive. It's something about a powerful entity, but you can't grab it. You can't. The mind. It must be like stress, lack of sleep.
Lack of sleep. So I'll be. I mean, sure, there's probably arcane users out there that can send messages into your mind, possibly, but honestly, I can't.
Okay.
Can't.
I'm sorry
really help.
to have awoken you. Though both of us dreamt of Alvarez.
I am worried about him.
Oh.
Still
So here's the question.
Back.
If he doesn't come back, do we go on our mission without him? I trust you to advise me.
Well, I'll I think we should speak to Maddox, see if he can find him. If not, we'll go look for ourselves. Be easier during the day and safer.
Yes. Well, all right.
And I don't think Maddox will mind if we delay our departure a little bit.
It's not Maddox who'll mind, it's Hob.
I think...
And Hob's person, Talon? Of course, I don't know how he gets paid, so I don't know if he'll care or not.
I believe Maddox is dealing with Talon. I'm not sure, but I'm sure Maddox can deal with them for us.
All right. So tomorrow morning we go to Maddox, see if he knows or can help. Or do we just search for Alvarez again?
How about we split up? Might be easier.
Oh, that's... Never split the party!
And we can meet up.
Never split the party!
We could probably meet up at Hobbs or back here. Maybe we should think about this in the morning. My mind is...
I am beat as well. You're right. We'll think about this when we... a little bit more rested.
Have a good night.
I will attempt to. You too. And I give Malma's door an envious look as I walk by.
Yeah.
As she roars like a freight train.
Your servant's like nodding, like, yes, it's okay. Okay, it's okay.
It kind of whispers, it can be heard down the corridor. Are you setting some sort of like quote unquote alarm? Are you being wakened at dawn, or are you just not going to bother?
Well, I usually can wake myself up when I want to get up. So I tell myself to wake up at dawn, and we'll see if I actually wake up.
Okay. Let's see. You know what? Make me a willpower roll.
I haven't made one of those in a while. Oh, I'm not very good at... Well, that's fine. That's fine. This is all fine. We can be on fire or have demons after us. No problem.
We got this.
I barely missed it. Oh, doggone it.
Oh, okay.
So, no, I don't wake up at dawn, apparently.
You wake up 30 minutes after, so not too bad.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Yeah, it's fair. You were close.
Okay.
But the sleep was still, you can tell it was fitful. It was not very restful at all.
All right.
So, you're gonna drag yourself out of your comfy bed?
Yes. I am a woman of my word.
Okay.
I will be probably slower than I normally would, but I drag my unhappy butt out of bed and get dressed and make myself presentable and go see if Mama's still snoring.
Mama, are you sleeping in?
No, I am excited. There's a ship waiting for me, and we're going on an adventure, and we're going to be back in the skies, and the Azure is just tingling my blood to life. I slept well, and the world is a beautiful place.
I hate you so much right now.
Someone
I'm
is
going
all
to come out
chipper and
singing.
bright-eyed and ever so happy, and guess who the other two are not? Just two guesses, and the first one doesn't count. Yeah. Do you share your dreams with them?
Well, I asked them why they didn't sleep well. I mean, if they look so
They
cranky.
don't look great. Let's put it that way. It looks like maybe their night maybe wasn't certainly as restful as yours. So all right. Well, then go ahead. Then be my guest.
Well, I don't think I'd focus on my dreams so much as the day coming up. Like we're heading off on a great adventure. I'm so excited. I can't wait to figure out if this ship will fly. I mean, I'm sure it'll fly, but how well it'll fly, and if we're going to encounter pirates or giant monsters or maybe old enemies we haven't even thought about. This is so exciting. You two don't look too excited to be going. Is everything cool? Coffee?
Yeah, that would be delightful right now, actually. It's
Coffee.
I mean, you are dining before leaving.
Yes, I'm not a savage. Of course I'm going to
Love it.
First
That is-
breakfast.
really tough Savoy, who's actually kind of somewhat a cream puff when you come down to it. But you know, whatever.
You know what? Mama's not very hungry, but she'll have some coffee.
But Mom, the strangest thing, I woke up and my pillow was gone. I can't explain it.
I can just see you waking up with like the pillow in your mouth. You just like got it jawed on.
But-
Boy reaches out, plucks a feather from the corner of my mouth.
The question is, would I stop eating it? I don't think so.
No, it's all bite marks. It's all got slime.
Oh God, it's terrible.
All right. Yes, you go to the hall where breakfast is waiting. Savoy, you have a little bit of friction of deja vu from your dream of last night, but this morning is all different. It's warm and inviting. The windows,
I do
letting in the
not sit in that
sunlight.
spot.
Yes, yeah, you do not.
I
Yes.
very specifically find a different spot to sit.
Well, the servants have, of course, been apprised of your rising. I assume, Laureate, when the house starts coming awake, you would get up as well, because it's going to be next to impossible to sleep with people bustling about anyways.
Mm.
Is that correct?
Yeah. I mean, like, she would have probably slept like on couches and chairs in the academy, so she'd be a bit used to it. But
Different sounds.
That was several years ago, though.
yeah,
so
that was a while ago.
couch is not quite as. I mean, it's comfortable enough, but not quite as comfortable as you remember from your school days. That's
Still definitely fall asleep on chairs, but usually in a quiet of my own lab. So yeah, I would definitely wake up abruptly, be completely droopy-eyed. Just the bags are there. It's just all not looking good.
a servant comes quickly enough that you suspect they were kind of like waiting around for you to rise, and asks if you'd like to come back to your room, perhaps, and freshen up before breakfast.
Yes, has Everest arrived?
I'm sorry, my lady, no one has arrived in the evening at all.
Is my clothes ready from yesterday?
Yes, they have been cleaned and pressed. They are waiting in your room.
Excellent. Thank you.
Would you like assistance before joining the others for breakfast?
No, I'll do it myself.
Very well. She will take you to your room, though, and see you in, kind of. Very attentive to the Vanier household.
Yeah, I kind of look at the bed. I'm like, maybe I should have just slept in the bed.
Oh, made the wrong call. Crack,
Wrong
crack,
call.
ow.
That's what
Yeah,
servants are.
you're kind of thinking. You're both kind of thinking. Everest has something to answer to when he comes back.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Like,
All right.
no, I'm torn between. He's a grown man. He already said his things. Then we don't have to chase after him. And what has that poor fool got himself into now?
Indeed. All right. So breakfast arrives. It is delicious as always. Rashers of bacon, fresh baked eggs, coddled. Pretty much any way you want them. The kitchen will do to order.
Mm-hmm.
So, and yes, almost strangely, your appetite actually reestablishes itself once you get a waft of the heavenly smells coming from the platters that are being brought into the table. I mean, it was only dessert you had last night, and a lot of it, so that doesn't last very long. So yeah.
True.
Yes, exactly. And adventurers need a hearty breakfast. So that's
They
always
do.
important. Yes, exactly. Is anything anyone wants to discuss while eating?
As Mama goes on about how this is going to be a great adventure and stuff like that, I kind of look at Laureate and I'm just like, I gesture to her like, what are we going to do at this point?
So while you're looking at me, and Malma's like going on and on, I go, Malma.
Yes?
Everest hasn't returned yet.
No.
Probably gonna have to find him before we head off.
Okay. We did say we were leaving this morning.
Well, we can wait a bit longer, and then if he doesn't
Can
come...
we? We agreed to it. I mean...
Yes, once we finish here, we can wait a bit longer if you want, but If he doesn't come
does
within a
Everest-
certain period of time, I'd rather go out there and look for him.
What period of time, though? Because it struck me yesterday that Everest seemed to want to be found, that we certainly didn't find him, that we in fact got into a battle, that we came back here and you both looked like complete shit. So I have concerns already about taking off on a ship with the two of you. I expect my crew to be tip-top shape. You should have both known better to whatever you did last night. And now you want us to leave late on top of that. How do you think that will make us look? People see when your ship is still in port.
Well, I'm sure Maddox won't mind. It is...
Can I take the bacon from your plate? Are you going to eat that?
Sure, you can have it.
Pretty. Okay. Well,
Not all of it, but whatever. I'll just ask for more.
Too late, yes. Another platter arrives.
okay. So, am I seeing them share looks here? Like I'm awake enough to notice this.
Make an insight check.
Oh, let's see how smart I'm feeling.
And then,
this morning.
are you guys kind of sharing?
Yes,
exchanging
we
things?
keep.
Are you
sharing-
trying to keep it under the hidden from her?
I'm
No,
No, okay.
I'm not.
All right.
Besides, let's see. What did you get?
I got nothing. I am not insightful. There's bacon. There's coffee. I don't know. I'm still thinking of chocolate. There was a song. It's going on in my head. It's great. Just- So what do you propose then? I've given you my concerns. Give your.
Well, we should notify Maddox before we head out, and I would like to search for him first, if we can, and then we can go. I believe Maddox could probably delay the departure a little bit.
He can delay it. The question is, will he want to?
Probably. I mean, Everest does have information on Maddox, and I'm sure that if this job that we're doing gets out, I'm sure Maddox wouldn't like that. So perhaps he may help us in finding Everest.
Well,
There is
Everest would
also
be.
the fact that Alvist is one of our mages, and as far as I know, Talon is not a mage. And
We need the right crew. You're right.
we need the right crew to do this. I am not happy about this particular situation, but I think if nothing else, we should have a conversation with Maddox about it. And it is his mission that we're going on, and
So I kind of feel responsible for not helping him. I kind of did say I would try and help him.
he didn't give any of us a chance to help him. We still don't even know for certain what he is doing. I mean, we can make an educated guess based on what we saw. But remember, he basically stood up, tossed a chair, and left. That didn't sound like an invitation. On the other hand, he could be in real trouble.
I like the idea of us making sure we have the right crew for the job. I like us making sure that we can succeed in this job. That's important. I don't like the idea of asking a client for us to delay our departure simply because one of us didn't seem to get their act together, whether they want to be on this journey or not. But Everest is one of our friends and we've been in battle. So if you two both feel very strongly that we should go help him, so be it. I'm willing to follow along with that.
You've been an airship pilot for a very long time, haven't you?
I have. I pretty much grew up on airships.
And you've learned to trust your gut and to follow signs, even signs that are not necessarily what other people can read, right?
I follow the wind, I follow the sky, I follow the clouds, and I follow the sun.
I give Lorient another very specific look. Like, it's kind of a, do we tell
Isn't
her
it
we
important to have to always take care of your crew on an airship? Any problems
It's
that they
impor-
have?
It's important to make sure that your crew wants to be on an airship. Because if your crew doesn't want to be on an airship and you're trapped with them up in the sky and they decide they don't want to be there anymore, I've seen things.
Okay, so let's go this way. Mama, you know that Alvarez is a mage and has abilities that we don't all understand.
Yes, and tattoos. Weird tattoos.
Yes. Well, Lorient and I both had dreams last night that indicated that he was in deep trouble.
Oh, well, you should have mentioned that. Then we should go help him.
Talk about burying the lead.
For a moment there, I forgot that she was a sailor, and sailors are superstitious, and then I remembered. So, and I'm just like,
you didn't have a dream like that, Malmo?
Well, I did have a dream, and it was
What a dream.
it was very specific, and there was chocolate, and there was a fudge river, and there was cotton candy, and there were little singing lollipops that I could eat while they sang, and they kept singing inside of me, and it was beautiful. But no, not of him. But perhaps I'm less impervious to magic than the two of you.
Maybe.
Wow.
perhaps that is a very yes. Savoy is she's literally just like leaning on her hand, just like I can't even right now. I can't odd either.
I'm gonna stand up and push my chair down, like practically knocking it down if it's allowed in the Savoy household. Although I wouldn't want to like mess with Savoy's like, love affair.
Her calm is already disturbed right now. It's pretty obvious.
And I'm gonna stand up and say, all right, let's go get our crew together then.
All right.
Look lively, people.
Mama just starts heading off, and we're all like, ugh. Slowly.
Okay.
Yeah, then get up and was like,
Annoy your
As
sister.
we're exhausted and Mama's all full of energy.
all right.
As Mom is heading towards the dining room exit, a servant opens the door to see a servant coming in, as if coming to see you all, or your sister, who actually would have watched this whole thing without saying a word.
Oh, I forgot she was there. Oh crap. I wait to see what Mama does to the servant before I have to intervene.
Actually, she kind of looks up at Mom and then looks around her at your sister, who's still mistress of the household, of course, and says, there's a visitor for you, my lady. Actually, it kind of looks at all three of you. He says he's here for these three.
I look around Mama. Did he have a name?
He just said he was here for you three.
Okay. Let's go deal with this, whatever it is.
He's out in the courtyard.
All right. All right, Mama. I give my sister kind of a little wave.
She shakes her head yet again and waves back.
Let's go.
As you leave, I go up to your sister and just say, thank you for letting me dealing with us. How about that?
You are always welcome here, Laureate. Please look out for my sister.
Thanks for all the desserts.
Off over your shoulder. I know she's capable, but sometimes she can be rather headstrong. Just keep an eye on her for me, will you?
Sure.
All right. Go and good luck. So you're all heading out into the courtyard?
Yep.
Okay. And you didn't see that little exchange. You were already out the door.
Nope, that's true.
All right. Out in the courtyard waiting for you is Talon.
Ah, that's what I thought it was.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
You're late.
Yeah, we're a crew down. A crew member down.
No, you're not.
You've got Alvarez somewhere? Is he stuck in your pocket?
4 were leaving. I see 4 here. Let's go. Hob is growing most impatient.
Hob can wait.
I want to stand in front of Talon.
Okay.
Did you describe Talon to?
Yeah, how tall is he?
Like 6'3" in full plate armor.
I'm
Very solid. Very solid.
not intimidated. Not smart enough to be, I think.
He's not trying to intimidate. He's just being very confident. If you want to try on him, you're welcome to try.
How do we feel about rolling? No, I'm just going to stand in front of him, and then you can decide if I'm trying to intimidate him.
That's your call. No, I mean, we can role play it out. That's perfectly fine. If you wanted to skip it and make the check, that is completely up to you.
I'm going to role play it out.
Go, Mama, go.
Talon. Name is Mama. Good to meet you.
Mm.
You ever been on a ship?
Many times.
What positions have you held on ships?
I have traveled on them. I am a mercenary.
Wonderful.
Carry me from place to place.
Do you know who's in charge of ships?
Typically, they have a captain.
That's good. You are well learned, Talon. We'll get along just great. In this particular voyage, I will be your captain.
Except, who do you answer to, Mama?
When we're in the air, I answer to the skies, and I answer to what I need to answer to keep us alive. And do you know what I need to keep us alive? I need a full crew complement, including its magic users. So we're going to find our mate, and then we're going to head to the ship, and then we're going to go, but not beforehand.
Are you all in agreement on this?
I nod.
I nod too.
Look, it's just going to be us out there. Let's get to be friends.
Your person has left you high and dry. You obviously have no idea where they are, nor when they're going to be back, if ever. Yet you persist in going to chase off after them when you have a much more urgent mission right in front of you. One that could lead to much better remuneration should you accomplish it. I have been tasked to go with you and see that task to its completion. Perhaps you need to focus on what you as a group need to accomplish rather than finding your little lost lamb out in the streets. If he's as competent as you say, he should be able to survive Adriel for a night or two on his own. You need to get your priorities in order. And I say that not certainly as a friend, but I'm giving you some friendly advice. Hob is not one for all his bluster to be taken lightly. You still owe him a ship. And you, points at Mama, appear to not have a ship anymore. So this is all you've got. Take it away, and you're just another landlubber drinking your sorrows away at the dry dock.
I would prefer
an airship captain without a ship isn't much of anything at all. I've seen too many of them drowning their sorrows in a bucket.
chocolate. That's all I need. I would prefer being
candy store.
Yeah, just more candy. I would prefer being a landlocked captain any day than being out there with a crew that I cannot trust or leaving my crew behind when they need me. You have 1,000 captains up there like that. I am not one of them.
Is he part of your crew?
Yes.
Since when?
Since 8 days ago. I treat my crew well, and I will treat you well as well.
I am not part of your crew. I work for Hob, not you.
You will be on my ship.
That's true.
Ships have a long landing. If I were you, I would be a little bit smarter about who we're going to be out there with.
And captains can also be deposed if they get too uppity for their britches.
Yeah,
I'm sure Maddox will pay you extra if we go a little bit over before we head off, you know? Extra half a day or day of pay. You're a mercenary.
Perhaps you need either more rest or your ears cleaned. I don't work for Maddox. I work for Hob. Maddox does not enter into this equation at all.
I'm sure Maddox can pay Hob and pay you it. How about that?
Are you going to bargain on our behalf for that?
Well, I'm going to see Maddox now before we head off. And see.
So now you're adding another errand. Find your friend and see Maddox. Maybe perhaps like do some grocery shopping before we go too. Perhaps
actually, yeah, that would be pretty good. We do need supplies for the voyage.
Candy store.
you have any influence over your friend Silverhair, I suggest you exert it now, because they obviously don't seem to know whom they're dealing with or what they're doing. This is not a request. You were tasked with a task. The fact that you are down one person is not my problem. It's not Hobbs' problem. It is your problem, but you're not solving it right now. You're either going to get on the ship, or life is going to become very difficult for all of you in Adriel. And again, this is not a request. I will repeat myself, and I don't like doing that, one more time to make sure you all hear it.
We've heard you.
It
And now
does
I'm
not
gonna-
seem that you did.
Actually, I apparently killed my Zoom.
Whoops.
Oops.
She didn't.
Am I still here?
You
I can still
are.
hear you.
Yeah,
And
you're
actually,
good.
your camera's still up.
If you're frozen, it's a glitch sometimes.
Oh,
that
there it is.
happens.
Actually, no. John, out of character. We can actually get him in, possibly.
No, it's not going to help right now.
Okay.
Thank you, though.
All right. Well, as I see it, we made this agreement to do this task with the 4 of us and you, 5. And you know what we're going to go do, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I think it would be better to have our full complement rather than not. Now, I'm not in a hurry to die. And in the past 8 days, Alvarez himself has saved my life, as other people's lives. And if we're going to be doing what I believe we're going to be doing, we're going to need him. So give us half a day, and then we'll make a choice.
You have
Stay
to-
or go.
You have to remember, this job, no one has successfully come back from it. So
Correct.
if you want
But
to
I'm
have
sure
the
the
highest
heroes of
chance of
Bellspa are
returning,
more
we're going to need everyone.
up to the task. All right, look. Here's what I'll do. I'll make you a deal, which is not really much of a deal at all. You're going to go to Hob, because I'm going to take you to him right now, and you're going to explain this little delay of yours. I'm not taking the crap because you can't keep your people in line, and this is directed.
Wait. Talon, you were an escort. That's what you were supposed to do. You were to escort us once we were on the ship to go. No, you're not taking us to Hobbs. We're going to go deal with what we said we were going to do.
And you said you were leaving in the morning. It is now morning. I'm supposed to escort you on the ship this morning.
It is still morning now, and it's still morning until noon, in which case, then we'll leave in the morning. So, you can wait for us by the ship until 11. It's still morning. Good day, Talon. And I tell Lorient, I'm like, Lorient, Mama, let's go. We've got a job to do. We've got the morning to do it.
We'll meet you at the ship, Talon.
I go.
I follow. But
Mhm.
I look back at Talon. Stay, meet you at the ship.
He strides off and leaves down the other way. Whichever direction you're going, he's going the opposite direction.
Yes. We're going to play that game. Morning is morning. Like, oh my God, we better find Alvarez really quick. Or we're going to have to go without him.
So what's
I
the
do
plan?
not want to do that. Laureate, I'm going to turn
We're going to
to you.
ask Maddox first for some assistance. I think that's probably best. He's got a lot of people in the city, so...
Yeah. If nothing else, we find out where he is. We just need some intel on him.
You both dreamt of him, and you think that he might have sent the note or something that he's in danger. Were there any hints in your dream? Anybody we should talk to from your dream?
In my dream, it was just a piece of his skin and the hair that dropped from his note, which is an assumption that it came from his enemy. I don't know about Laureate's dream. And I mean bloody.
No,
skin.
nothing from mine to really note, other than he just said danger.
All right.
then
Well, let's go to Matic then. Time's a wasting.
Yep.
Yep, so we head to Maddox.
Mm-hmm.
This is so not what I wanted to do, but it's the only thing I can think of.
All right. The main doors are closed at his estate. The guard asks what your business is here.
We're on it.
You can do it if you wish.
Okay. Like we were on a task for Lord Maddox. Was it Lord? I can't remember what his title is. Jen can't.
Kendrick Maddox. They call him the Merchant Baron, which is kind of a derogatory term, but Lord is fine.
For Lord Maddox.
Yep.
We need to speak with him.
He kind of gets an odd look on his face in just a moment and steps inside. And that butler-esque kind of person that showed up when you were at lunch with him comes on and says, "My apologies, Lady Veneer, but I'm afraid that Lord Maddox is not in today."
That would be.
Would you like me to convey him any kind sort of message?
Is he somewhere in Adriel that we can speak to him, or is he...
I'm afraid he is in meetings and is indisposed. It is off the city, he says. Again, is there some sort of message? The unspoken conclusion, if not, I need to
How
move
quick
along.
can you get this message to him?
It probably will be at least a day.
It's not going to work.
Okay.
Well, we're going to have to look for ourselves, I think.
Thank you for your assistance. And then we leave. All right. Okay, this is an Emberwind question. Is there some sort of mechanism for an insight roll or for you're barking up the wrong tree roll or just go without him roll or because I'm at this point I'm at a loss, but both with two characters having dreams.
What do you want Savoy to comprehend or do, I guess is my question. What are you trying to get at, I guess?
Is it coincidence that Lorient and I both dreamt of Alvarez in danger? Are we both just being paranoid right now? Is this something we can let go and continue our mission without him?
Make an insight roll.
Okay. So after we leave the estate, I stop and I'm like, hold on, let me think about this for a moment. And I sit there and I think and I think and I think. I come up with an insight. This insight basically says, basically I'm just really thinking about this.
Mm-hmm. Well, on one hand, it might be coincidence.
Yeah.
I mean, because when you think about it, you didn't really see Everest. It was more symbolism.
But there was his blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True, but that could mean a lot of things.
True.
I mean,
he
uses
uses
blood in several different ways.
Yeah.
So you're not that much better off because dreams are dreams, and they're very ephemeral, of course, as you well know. So Savoy does not strike me to be someone who really believes in that kind of prophetic.
No, it was the whole
nonsense, to be quite honest.
Well, it's the whole demonic thing coming after her out of her dream that was a problem.
Indeed.
Otherwise, she would have completely ignored it.
So that's what scared or threw you, shall we say, or startled you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, examining that one's the one you really have a hard time grappling with. And you're not sure what it means, other than obviously danger, expected / unexpected danger, from a source that you may know, perhaps. So, but that's, again, you know Lady Maki is dangerous. That's not really a surprise. That dream didn't tell you anything new.
No.
Is she some sort of crazy undead creature? Probably not, that you're aware of. She ate, she drank, she laughed with everyone else at the dinner. It's not like she was, eating on brains and cackling madly as a withered old husk. No, she's an old woman, a powerful woman, but she still seems just as human as the rest of them.
Correct.
As for, since you're thinking about the whole thing as aggregate. As for Laureate's dream,
Yeah.
well, she's been rather circumspect about it. She just said Everest was in danger,
Right.
but she never really specified how. So that's fairly vague.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, it could very well be coincidence. Occam's razor would seem to suggest that's probably, given the events that happened at dinner, the fact that he was out all night, most likely you are correct.
Okay. All right. Mama, give me a moment with Lorient. Just briefly.
All right.
I stepped like 3 or 4 paces away.
Well, Mama, make me a focus roll.
I am focused.
Are you? There it is.
I have concerns.
Ooh. Yeah. Oh, but there's a candy store half a block down.
Oh, I have not that much concern.
Oh.
And she goes. She's like, I'll be over there. And
Okay. All right.
you got, and she's gone.
Okay.
All right.
Lorient,
Yep.
I have been thinking about this. And I need to know a little bit more about what happened, what was in your dream with Alvarez.
He's in the Silver Glades,
Mm-hmm.
and
Now, hold on a second. Let me pause you for just before you start in. Basically, you, like everyone else, know a party went in to explore the Silver Glades. Laureate was the only one to come back out,
Correct.
and the rest died. I
Yes.
don't know if your family looked into it. This was 10 years ago. That is the basic story.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Go
Okay.
ahead, son.
You were in the Silver Glades, and
let's just say I was fleeing, and I heard his
Okay.
voice, and he appeared. He said, told me danger before the forest engulfed him, I guess you could say.
okay. I'm going to make a supposition right now. Both of us are concerned for him based on how he acted and left. Both of us are also concerned about those we are now considering part of our group. I think that we do not have a plan. I think that we are not going to be able to find Alvarez before we need to leave. I think we need to make the hard choice to understand that he left us and he left his duty behind, the one that he agreed to. And I think at this point, I have to be aware that I am not responsible for what other people see in us, and you need to be aware that the relationship you have with us is not quite the same as the one you had in your past. So it's okay to let someone go on their own to follow their own path. And I think we should do what we agreed to do, even if it means leaving Alvarez behind.
I do agree with that. I just feel that we should at least try and find him first. At least
We
give it an
tried
attempt.
last night.
Going around at night it's nearly impossible to find people in Adriel, but I just thought it was a long shot at that time.
What time is it right now
Real time?
in the game?
Oh, this would be still fairly early morning.
So, like 7 o'clock in the morning.
Let's say 8.
Okay.
You had a fairly leisurely breakfast, the little discussion with Talon. You went to Maddox's house. Actually, traveling over there, probably closer to 9 actually now. Yeah.
I reckon. Okay. I say we give it 1 hour and no more, and then we go to the dock. Because we're already being tattled on as we speak. So we do have another duty that we have agreed to do. If if Elvis isn't up to it, that's something we can deal with when we get back. So 1 hour, and then we go to the dock. What do you think?
Fine.
Okay, you have 1 hour.
All right. How do you propose we find him? Because this is not my area of expertise. And where did Mama go?
She headed that way.
Coffee here. Coffee there.
And I'm gonna ask people if they've seen a grouchy looking maid with tattoos at the same time. Because I don't know what the other two are doing, but we're trying to find his ass
Oh my god.
in a super friendly, happy fashion. I'm gonna ask them for my grouchy friend.
While you're picking out candy to have as
Yeah.
for the trip, yes.
I'm chatting everyone up. There is no attempt at stealth here. I don't know what the other two are doing. This is important. I want to get going.
The range of looks you get are befuddlement to just slack-jawed amazement to no, I have no idea what you're talking about. It's very clear as you're selecting your I don't know if it's a parcel or a bag or a crate or whatever of candy that Everest has not been in this store, never has been in the store, and no one in this local area seems to have seen him at all.
Okay.
Keep in mind, you're like actually still near Maddox's house. And by the way, this is a really nice candy store. Like Godiva ain't got nothing on this place. Really nice.
Oh, I'm gonna take
how much money do you have on you, Mama?
Oh. I have a feeling I'm about to have a lot less.
I think you have 40?
I think
50,
so, yeah.
50, maybe 50. And then we have we don't have any more party gold now, so we've only got our individual gold.
I do have 50 and I do want to spend some here.
Yeah, these confections are like nothing you've ever seen in your life. It's spun sugar and like caramel glazed windows, and there's like a whole house of chocolate with jelly bean shutters, and the rooftop is made of golden chocolate coins, and it's unreal.
I think this deserves to be an item that she can eat to regain health during combat. If it's like 5 health, that would be hilarious.
I want to buy some, and I want to buy some for my grouchy friends as well.
Okay. Fine. Now you're dressed in your normal traveling clothes, right?
Oh yeah, I'm dressed like I'm full on ready to go on my airship here and just like party on. I've got the mace
But all
out.
of our stuff has been pressed and cleaned and mended, and
Yes. Your clothes actually are in better shape than they have been in a long, long time.
I've probably managed to get them a little bit dirty at breakfast already.
Maybe a crumb here. Yeah, a bit of grease there. True.
Yeah.
Salesperson is polite. But they maybe must have heard the jingle of your purse or something. So yeah. So what are you buying? What are you looking for specifically?
I really, really want, and I start pointing at I want some of the little gold chocolate guys, and I want that tiny ship made out of fine spun sugar. I want that. And I want those sour things. They make me think of my friends. I'll have some of those. And also, hey, just out of curiosity, and I'm gonna lean on the counter here and look super friendly as I can, dressed as I am.
Salesperson looks down at your elbows, played on the counter, and back up at you.
Yeah.
And wait for you to continue.
Where does one deal in, information around here, these parts?
In this information, are you lost?
I know a friend.
Candy shop.
This is a land of dreams and possibilities. Pay attention.
I'm quite sure I don't know what you mean. There are other customers I need to attend to. Please make your purchases so I can calculate what you owe.
All right. I'm gonna push my little purchases to the front, and then I'm gonna grab some bubble gum. I like to pop bubbles, and I'm gonna add it. None of that, fix your breath with mint bullshit. I want Bubblicious here.
Okay.
Pink stuff.
Big pink.
Big pink.
The breath-crushing power of ham. No. They have something along those lines. It's like, this kind of stuff. It's kind of like a candy with a, well, okay, for you it's gonna be a bubblegum center, which is a little weird. So it's like a blow pop, their version of it that they actually make. So
I'm in.
It's good in various flavors.
Perfect. I'm getting all of that.
Okay.
I don't have a good feeling about the upcoming journey, so I'm gonna go in happy.
And high on sugar, apparently.
And high on sugar. If I'm gonna go sugared.
I'm so afraid of the crash.
Yeah, and hopefully the ship will be all right too. Counts up your purchases. It says that will be 10 gold, please. Which
all
is
right.
a staggering sum for candy.
Is it do I have an idea that I'm being had, or
no? I mean,
it's
hard
good
to
candy.
Say the artisanal quality of these. I mean, when you walked in, the smell nearly made you float off your feet, so it's good. So, part of Mama probably thinks this is insane, but the other part says, I want it now. So you are pretty much just, everyone else, by the way, is dressed much better than you in here.
I'm gonna
and you make an insight check for me real quick while you're inside here.
See if I'm feeling very insightful. I'm inspired.
Everyone else has that peculiar gleam that you have, so this is where they come for the good stuff.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. As one fellow junkie to another, you recognize this is where they go when they want to get pretty much.
So I'm gonna slide the 10 gold pieces across the counter.
Okay.
And I'm gonna look very, very pleased with myself.
All right.
Now, do I see anyone in the shop that I think might be a further use to me from my experience? Someone who might that looks like they would have stayed up a little bit later, that might have seen something that's more in the know, that's not just here for sugar. Or here for sugar and might know other stuff.
Give me a focus roll at +2, because it's really hard to concentrate on other people with all this candy in front of you.
That is totally fair.
Which, by the way, she's putting in a silken bag and tying with a silk ribbon.
Oh, the silk ribbon has me. It's got little candy decorations on it, and I'm just the stitching. Wow.
I mean, it's very tasteful, but yeah, absolutely, it's very obvious. This bag is meant to be as much of an advertisement as where you got it. It's unmarked. The name's not on the bag, but it's very obvious that this is a sign for this store.
I will proudly put it on my belt so that I can be their walking billboard.
Okay. So did you make that? I need you to make that other focus roll, but at +2.
No, she did.
Oh, yeah, I think. Did I?
Well, you rolled a 10 and a 12, so you just made it. So you managed to tear your eyes away from the confectionery and look around, but all these people seem to be pretty much straight up nobles. There's really no one that fits the parameters of what you're looking for.
All right. I'm going
they look like if they were to walk out in the sun for more than 5 minutes, they might burst into flame. They're that kind of dainty.
Ooh. Yeah. Very nice.
That's when you notice they're all giving you rather odd looks.
Can I be like, Mama, come on.
Well, she said you'd be in the candy shop, so you actually kind of know where she is. So are you going to fetch her?
I will look in there and be like, Mama, come on.
Savoy, I got you these little sour candies I thought you'd like today, and I'm going to follow her out.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. Thank you, everyone. This was great. Enjoy your shopping.
Dead silence follows you out of the store.
Thanks so much. Just keep screaming admiration as I walk.
I kind of try and calm.
Yeah.
So Laureate, what's her plan? We got an hour to find him, and then we go to work.
The best lead we could possibly have would probably be whoever sent the message.
We couldn't find the kid.
That's.
And unfortunately, you don't know what the message said. Only Everest read it. So
Yeah.
We just need to know if we can find that person. Perhaps we can find out who. Well, maybe they know where Everest is. Say we wrote the message. Perhaps we can find them. That's the only lead I can really think of, other than just blind searching.
The kid hasn't come back to the kitchen, so the cook would have told me. Otherwise, we don't even have a name for him.
Do you have a description at least?
Blonde hair.
Blonde, 11.
12 seasons old. Yeah, 11 or 12. That's really about it. Except one kid's pretty much the same as another.
Street kid. Just savvy enough to be trusted with this kind of thing. If we had a name, that would be more useful. But, oh wait. No, she knew his name. What was his name?
I have Tomas in my head for some reason. I'm not really sure why. So let's go with that.
Okay. Actually, we do have a name. Sorry, it was a long night. His name is Tomas. 11 or 12 seasons. Tomas, blonde hair, street rat. That's what you got to work with.
Alright, better than anything we've got. Could start asking around.
We're asking for the kid.
If they're
and
asking for food, it's probably nearest inns or taverns would probably be best. If he goes towards kitchens for free food, they're the best ones to ask.
So tavern cooks.
You know what street kids like? They love candy.
Well, definitely not this high end of candy. So
Oh.
where are the low end candy stores?
I don't know that we have time to shop if we've only got an hour left.
We're not shopping. We're looking for
Oh.
Alfred
Right.
or the kid who brought the note.
Oh,
All right.
So time's ticking.
search for the span has probably candy shops. Lower end places don't usually have those
Yeah.
because they can't
So
make enough to keep in business.
Well, so the street rats are mostly in the span and the market, right?
Well, the street rats are probably going to be in Gelspar.
Oh God, Gelspar. How far away is that from the dock, by the way?
That's a fair distance.
So
Like
cute.
on you mean the dock where your ship is? You're supposed to leave from?
Yeah.
That's been moved. Yeah, other side of the Red Market. So the Wingspan, it's kind of like Wingspan, Red Market. The Gelspar is down below.
I don't think we have time to get to Gelspar.
Hmm.
And we
You
can
have to hustle.
we can at least ask around the market.
Yeah.
All
That might
right.
be our best way.
Okay.
That's about a 15-minute walk from where you are. Because remember, you're at the high end where the more rich merchants are. So to get
Yeah.
down to the market's going to take you a bit of time.
We walk with a purpose.
Okay. Stride. Do.
Can I, while we
and it-
walk,
Yeah.
can I ask? I don't know a whole lot about this particular city, but I do know that usually there are some people who have more information than others. And to my mind, and I might be completely wrong here, I'm chewing on candy as I say this, is it not perhaps worthwhile to go ask someone like Lady Makia or another
Oh, God.
lord for information?
No. No, if you want to do information, you want to talk to someone in the red market. And unfortunately, like the most known information broker is Hob, whom we currently don't want, who's already irritated at us. I don't know of any other information broker in the red market. What about you, Laurent?
I don't know anyone really.
Well, I mean, if I can point it out, and maybe this is just my own particular blend of charm when I approach these particular problems, but Hob wants us gone. Hob might have the information we need to make sure that we get going. So perhaps we just need to go talk to Hob.
I actually out of character, I came to this conclusion about 2 minutes ago that we kind of have to go talk to Hobbs.
I figured Hob would probably just want the airship and for us to just leave him the hell alone.
Oh God.
Well, if he wants us to get there and we want to find Everest first, then it's really simple. Hob can help us find Everest, and then we'll get the heck out of town.
We're going to try and persuade Hob.
This is going to be great, and I'm going to start walking towards wherever the heck Hob lives. Or
Hold on, should we get some supplies at least while we're in the markets?
Yeah, because actually going to Hobbs would be going towards the dock. Yes.
You think so? I mean, you remember where he took you last time.
Yeah. So then,
Chances are, you know.
it is on the way. It does put us closer to our thing. We're probably gonna get yelled at.
bah,
You get to do the talking.
I can do that. I like Hob. Seems
Yeah. She's actually really good at talking very fast. And I'm impressed with that. And plus, I don't really talk to people like Hob that often. So I don't know if I really want to. So
Do you want-
basically I'm saying Mama and Lorient can talk to Hob because I don't really want to.
Do you want me to go in alone and talk to Hob while you two do some shopping?
Well, I guess we can do that. What supplies do we need?
The ship's already supplied up. I made sure of that yesterday.
Oh, we should probably look for some extra equipment, maybe.
Exactly.
Okay.
Perhaps you want your equipment sharpened or something.
My mace is always ready to thwack, but thank you.
I still have the thing for my rapier, right?
By the weapons kit from last
Yeah.
time? I don't think you used it, did you?
We only used one of the two.
I thought, yeah, you still have it.
All right,
Yeah,
so we got
I
one.
believe
We have one
everything
weapon
is
upgrade
provided.
kit.
Yeah.
Perhaps want to get another one, or two, or have a look for some other.
There's the armor preparation kit. There are salves, healing salves, clear cloud salves.
We haven't gotten any salves for healing anything, and we are going to go and
We should have a little look at least.
Yeah. So
I have a healing bomb and a burn bomb, just so you know. I
Okay.
got them with my at the beginning.
So
we're splitting the party.
I don't really want to split the party. I really don't want to split the party because we've already split the party once.
Mama's suggestion, you guys can go with it or not, but she's happy. But it's Mama, so
But the thing is, if we've already got stuff for the ship,
I would like to ask the various merchants around here if they have, because I'm sure they use couriers and people all the time. So perhaps one of them might know Thomas.
yeah.
All right,
If we've got limited time, I mean,
we do. Oh God, am I really gonna say this? Okay. You know what, Mama, you're a grown woman. You get to go to the old Hobbs. We'll meet you at the dock at 11.
I got this, and you got this. We'll meet you at the dock at 11.
Maybe in case you do get information from me, you probably want to find us quickly. So maybe it's better if we meet you at Hobbs.
Oh, at what time?
Just
As soon as you're done.
As soon as we're done, we'll just head over.
Okay. All right. Let's do that.
This is good. We got this.
All right.
This is it's like 10:30.
All right. Yeah, pretty much. By the time you got this all set, it's like you got burned half of your hour. Let's see. So what are Laureate and Savoy looking for specifically?
I'm actually at this point following Lorient around because I don't really know, other than we're looking for.
It's true. You rarely do the shopping in your household. So.
Yeah, hold on.
I just don't want to.
You have servants for that.
I just don't want to deal with Hob. He's gonna yell and be all unpleasant. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
That's
follow
pretty much
Lorient
why I
around.
didn't think Hob would kind of talk to us. I'm gonna look for.
So you failed all of your dirty work. Wow, that's.
It's called delegation, and I'm very good at it. Also, I want to kind of keep an eye on Lorient because she's been acting a little bit weird lately, and with her dream and all that. And I know she mentioned the Silver Glades and her eye twitched, and I didn't ask her anything about that. I just kind of want to make sure she's okay because she's not acting quite the woman I met. So I'm going to stick with her.
All right then. Okay, so the Red Market, of course, even at this, I mean, it's mid-morning now, so it is packed.
Yep.
Very busy. So, do you two need to stay fairly close together? Literally, if you like look away for a few seconds, you run the risk of being cut off by the crowd and separated.
Yeah. All right. You got a belt on, Lorient?
That's a weird question. Of course I do.
Good. I slipped my hand into one under. I grabbed the back of it so I don't get separated from you.
Okay.
Oh, I got a big cloak, so it's a bit hard to do that. But
I don't want to choke you with the cloak.
Who does? Laureate, you can respond to that in however way you see fit.
Whatever makes it easy for you to not lose me. Keep up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So basically, just hey, you've gone through the crowds at Gen Con. That's what I have to do to him, so I don't get cut off.
That is true. Jeff,
so, gonna look for a mix of asking various merchants, as well as getting possible equipment upgrades or items that may help us.
Okay. Are you looking for a particular shop, or are you just kind of wandering?
That's the thing. I would probably look for some kind of tool shop that has interesting items that may help with beasts. You know, we're going to deal with some kind of unknown beasts, assuming.
Okay, there is on the corner, it looks like it's more of a permanent establishment. There is a blacksmith shop called the Crimson Nail, which is a little unnerving at first glance, but it looks like a regular blacksmith shop. And you see items of, just the metal parts, not the leather, of course, but bits that you recognize as tack for animals, bits that would be like, metal stirrups, things like that, shoes for particular riding animals, things like that might be in the range of what you're looking for, but,
Perhaps, I'm trying to think if maybe this wouldn't be the right person to ask, but something to help disable creatures easier. I don't know if that's more of a poison or if there's any tools that may help us. Either
if it's alchemical, go back to that same place that we got the alchemy stuff from. That
the hedge.
Yeah, the hedge. We could go back there.
Yeah, there is one here.
Nice.
Just trying to think of a tool.
Plus, we told him we'd come back at some point to buy something else from him. So,
is there any tools that he has that disable an enemy for a period of time? Maybe that we can throw.
Disable an enemy? Are you going up and asking the shop?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And he's like wrist cuffs to bind them, like to lock them so they can't.
More like a trap of some sort.
What kind of animal? Barb cat?
A very large animal.
How large? You have to be more specific.
I mean, probably the size of maybe a couple dogs put together. Very large animal.
Kind of looks at you. If that's your idea of a large animal, you
I don't know, a bull or a. And what animals have you seen?
Wait, Didn't I tell you how big this thing was?
Yeah, that's why I'm like I'm trying to describe this without scaring or confusing the hell out of him. He thinks I'm like joking.
Do elephants still exist in this world?
I wouldn't think anyone would have known. I think Everest may have seen one. We don't know, but that's why I'm saying like dogs are pretty common. So I would say like very, very large dogs.
Oh no, I can't. I'm like,
So let's use elephant as a reference point then, and let's just say it does exist in some way, shape, or form.
I'm thinking more along the sides of a very, very large elephant. Something to trap a single leg. And make it, well, somewhat still.
Oh.
Or hobble it.
An animal trap.
Yes.
Large elephant.
Yeah.
Maybe that will mobilize it temporarily.
I'd have to make something that big. I don't keep that in stock. No one really comes in and asks for an elephant trap.
Yeah, that's true.
Chemical.
Have you got any equipment that can improve the accuracy of someone?
Equipment like, what do you mean, on a bow or a crossbow?
Someone's got like a two-handed weapon, maybe something that'll help them. They're very like a two-handed, like a two-handed mace. Think of it that way, and sometimes they have problems swinging it and hitting things. Need something to kind of
call a mace necessarily a finesse weapon in the first place. But there's not. I mean, if they brought the weapon, I suppose I could examine it for balance.
No, they're not here at the moment. Any interesting defensive items you have?
I'm sorry?
Any defensive items that you have that may help in general combat?
You're not being very clear about what you need these for. Are you talking about for being attacked by a person?
Yes.
Or are you talking about being attacked from an animal?
Both.
Okay.
Whatever you've got.
I'm now very confused. I don't know what Lorient actually wants at this point.
Defense weapons, like, I mean, you have
maybe something that can absorb damage for a
wand
temporary
on, right?
time.
Yeah, I do.
You have a wand?
Yeah.
And Lorient, you have a wand as your range.
I have a staff. I use a staff.
But your missile weapon, what's your
It's
range?
a dagger.
Range weapon?
Daggers.
Oh, it's throwing knives. That's right. Okay. And he's like, are you trying to capture them alive? Are you looking for like a chain net? Or he's like, it really looks kind of befuddled as to exactly what you're looking for. I mean, I carry swords, I carry maces, I carry daggers, I carry halberds, a spear. That kind of weapon, if you want to keep them away from you, then the spear is probably your best bet. Not when you want to run that pointy blade, and you can hold it out and keep them off your hands. Otherwise, sword, pointy end goes in that way towards the bad guy, and there you go.
I was hoping for something unique that may help us for... Thank you anyway. Actually, just quickly, do you know a courier by the name of Thomas? Maybe a little kid, about 11.
Kid named Thomas. The kids come in, I give them the messages, they go. I don't know them, they don't know me. We like it that way.
Where do you get these couriers from? Is there like a special person that you contact to request one, or?
Are you done, sir?
Oh.
He steps out into the street and like puts his fingers in his mouth and whistles. And within like 10 seconds, a kid comes up to him and says, "All right, little rascal," and puts him like a copper, like, "Get out of here."
Oh no! Wait, wait,
kid! Whoa, wait, kid!
No. Come on, kid.
And the kid comes over to you, maybe 8 or 9-ish, black hair, he's under one eye.
Do you know Thomas? Blonde hair, 12 seasons. Do you know him or not? What would the normal coin be? I have no idea.
It's gold piece.
Okay, I hand him that.
Blonde hair?
Blonde hair. 11, 12 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Usually a courier like you.
Tall for his age, more like 9.
Okay.
I ain't seen him for like a day. Last was heading up to the merchant, said he got a good message, good payment for a message or quick run.
And he didn't come back.
I didn't see him come back.
be able to find him if we paid you? Within the next
try.
hour.
I live in Gelspar.
If you can do this as quick as you can.
It cost you 3 gold. I can't guarantee I can do it either.
I'll give you 1 for it.
1 now, 2 if I find him.
1 now, 1 if you find him.
Seems to me you need me a lot more than I need you.
Oh, you don't want 2 gold? That's fine by me.
I already got my 1. I still feed my family for a week. 1 now, 2 if I find him. If I don't find him, I keep the 1 and you walk away clean. 30 minutes.
Fine.
Holds out his hand.
I'll give him 1 gold. And you know Hobbs' place?
Sure, who doesn't?
If you find him, head there. The next... We'll be there in about an hour from now.
Sure, all right, and he takes off. He's a fast little kid.
Thought of that long ago.
All right.
Go get a courier to find a courier.
So now I'm down to 26 gold.
So are you guys cooling your heels here? Are you heading over to Hobbs? What are you doing?
I think we go to Hedge and see if we can get some potions or something that may help.
Hedge, and then go to Hobbs and
Yep.
try and be there within half an hour.
All right, we're going to break from you and go to Malma.
Oh, mama.
I got this.
I can't wait.
He's riding the candy tiger, so she'll be all right. Okay, so
You can do the Doctor Who thing and just go jelly baby. I'm so happy you got that reference.
You find the place where Hob took you last time. It's not very hard. And you see a familiar figure standing outside of it, which is not Hob, but it's Talon again. And he's sitting there waiting. He's got his sword out and the points on the ground, and he's kind of resting on it. And he kind of cocks an eyebrow as you walk up alone. It looks beyond you. Did you lose your other friends too?
It's one of those days. Hey, is Hob in?
He's in.
May I have a chat with him?
You want to have a chat with him?
Yeah. Might as well.
Whatever about.
I think you know what the chat is about, as I'm standing here by myself.
With a bag of candy. And he holds up his hand and says, "Look, you can go in there."
Awesome.
But I didn't tell him anything. I understand the idea of crew. I was with Grimm's Gauntlet for 2 years, and we were tighter than brothers. So I get it. I decided to give you your time. If you weren't at the ship by noon, I was going to bust your ass. But here you are. I'm not sure where your other friends are. I assume they must be running around the Red Market. So if you're going in, he doesn't know anything about what's going on. As far as he's concerned, we're already on the ship and leaving. Well, actually, that's not true because the ship's still here. So he knows it hasn't happened yet. So he's likely to be a little bit perturbed at the fact that we haven't left yet. But you were right. I'm supposed to escort you on the ship. That's my job. I can't make you go. You have to want to go. So I'll take you in, and you're on your own.
You got this, Mom.
That's that's fair, and I appreciate that. I think it'll be a lovely compliment to the crew, and I think we're gonna have a great adventure. But honestly, I need to find my full complement first, and I need to find Everest, or at least know where he's at. And right now, the only person I can think of who can help me is Hob. Candy?
He actually he looks at the bag and it's like a piece of toffee. He pops in his mouth like, oh, it's the good stuff. That's
I
delicious.
treat my crew well.
Apparently. Well, look, obviously you guys care about this Everest character
Mm-hmm.
well enough to risk Hobbs' wrath, which, let me tell you, can be severe. But now you're saying you want to go deeper into debt with him. You kind of already owe him a lot. Are you? It's your business, and it's really none of mine. I don't even know why I'm sticking my neck out anyways. But are you sure you want to do that? Hobbs, one of those people here that once he gets his claws into you, he's not apt to let go anytime soon.
I've met people like that. There are reasons why I don't go to certain places.
He kind of corner of his mouth twitched up in a smile, like, I know the feeling. There's certain places that Grimm's doesn't really visit anymore in either, for the same reasons.
You get it.
I'm no longer with them. I'm independent now, which is why I'm kind of working for Hob. And you get the kind of impression he feels like he's kind of slumming a bit. But he pays well. He's just, he looks over his shoulder to make sure the door's shut. A little annoying.
Yeah, I had kind of gotten that particular vibe. Does he like candy?
Actually, he likes kebabs from the market. If you really want to get on his good side, you'd bring him one of those.
Is there any chance that I have a kebab on me right now?
Not unless you bought one.
I don't know. I've been getting so much food.
You've been riding the sugar high for like the past day, so no, meat's not really in your viewpoint.
That's true. That's true.
Look, there's one like a couple blocks away. He doesn't know you're coming, so you would have the technical advantage of surprise. Why don't you go grab a couple of kebabs for him? At least try to put him in a better mood before you make this bargain of yours.
You know,
you got nothing to lose.
I like.
Kind of waggles his head, except owing him another favor, which is not really what you guys seem like good people overall. I don't want to see you get any deeper with him than you have to. I
appreciate that, and I always know. I always appreciate knowing how to feed someone to get on their good side. I'm just gonna trust him because he's gonna be one of my crew, and I have to trust him anyways. I'm not even gonna bother insight checking or anything like that. Whatever, okay. I'm just gonna be. I'm feeling the love.
Okay.
Because that's how Mama would roll. You know what? I'm going to take your word for it. I'm going to grab a couple of kebabs and then I'm going to head in because I want to do this before my friends come.
Okay. So you scurry back to the corner. And yeah, boy, it actually smells pretty damn good. They're doing a special here. It's like 3 for a gold coin.
Oh, I'm doing it.
Okay.
Do they have different flavors? Because I want to get different flavors just in case.
Yeah, they've got like a dry rub. They have like a barbecue. They have a salt and vinegar kind.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'll get the 3 most popular and then I'll...
Just getting kebabs for Hob.
It rhymes.
Exactly.
So, and then I'm going to head right back because I want to do this ASAP.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. It's quick and, money talks and you grab them. They smell really good, by the way.
Oh, good.
Even in your sugar haze, like, wow, these actually smell pretty tasty.
Awesome.
Are you eating any?
No, I am not eating any. I am bringing them to Hob. I'm starting to feel a little bit queasy. I won't lie. It smells good, but my stomach's turning a bit.
Yeah, that's exactly the case. So, yeah, we're streaming a game over Twitch. Yeah, you're welcome to sit and watch if you want. We're about to wrap up fairly soon. So yeah, it's actually because of all the candy you've had, it's not making you feel the best for sure.
That's no problem. It's going to be a good ship ride. I'll feel better once I'm in the air.
All right.
So
you come back and Talon nods sagely at your choice. It's like, right this way.
Thank you.
Yeah. So instead of, before it was roll up the carpet and the trapdoor below and going down to the hold. This time he goes to the opposite, which looks like a normal door, and fiddles with something you can't quite make out what he does, and the secret door opens up into another room beyond that.
All right.
So, and he motions in and says, I'll just come inside with you, I think. But go ahead.
Sure.
And he calls in, hey, something to see, Hob. And that's all he says. He motions you through.
All right. I head in.
Yeah. And so this room it's well enough appointed. I mean, it's not super fantastic, but certainly compared to the dingy outer room, it's certainly better. It's more comfortable. Chairs. There's a desk that Hob is actually seated behind. And he looks up and his eyes kind of frowns and what are you doing here?
Oh, just getting ready to
make an insight check.
Insight check?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm on it. Oh, I am not very insightful right now.
Okay. He kind of wiggles his nose, but you can't tell why. So you're stepping inside, and Talon steps in behind you and closes the door. So 3 of you in the it's a bigger room than the other room, not by much though, maybe half again as large. So it's not cramped, but certainly you don't have a lot of space in here. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
Okay.
Is there?
He looks at Talon like, what? You guys supposed to be on the ship and away already? What's going on? Why haven't you left yet?
We said we'd leave in the morning, and we are just finalizing a few things. It's always good luck for sailors to bring a treat and a thank you for their employers before leaving off. So I am bringing you a little something here for before the journey, and I'll put the kebabs in front of him. Is there a seat on the other side of the desk? Can I sit in it?
There is a seat. Do you take it?
I take it.
He stares at you. Girly, I've been dealing with airships and captains for nigh on 20 years. I ain't never heard no crazy story like what you just said.
Well, you know, every ship and every captain's got their own little quirks. That's what keeps us all honest up there.
Looks at you, looks at the kebabs, looks back up at you. Well, I recognize the scent. That's from Daki's down the corner. They do look good. It has been a while since breakfast. So he picks one up and starts gnawing on it. So what's the delay? Why are you not out getting my Arlen steel?
Just setting off shortly. You're in the know. I mean, everybody here is just saying how much you know everything there is to know in this area.
I see you kind of puff up before he mentions the control a little bit, so obviously the flattery seemed to be working. And he kind of gets himself under control and takes another bite and kind of around it, like crunch, crunch, crunch. Mayhap a bit of information might fall into my lap from time to time.
I just before we head off, and you know, like another belief that I have, and that's always kept my ship safe, is to head off with my full crew. That's been agreed upon, that you have, of course, nicely hired and very wisely, might I add. And I was wondering, in things that you have heard of late, did you hear of Everest was in it with us, right? Okay. Our mage Everest seems to have stepped out temporarily, and I was wondering if you had maybe an inkling of where he might have headed to last night, since you are in the know.
That's the funny sounding one with the tattooed arms, right?
That would be the one with the cloak and kind of the creepy glare. That's the one.
Creepy, not more than cross-eyed as far as I'm concerned. You know, I did hear something that might have been your guy on the edge of Gelspar, something about a collapsed house, and he was seen in the vicinity, but I don't know anything more. But no one came back out. That was like early this morning.
Huh.
Didn't bother me none because I wasn't worth checking out. I thought you two guys were already gone. But I need you to get gone quickly.
I appreciate that. And here, I'm going to pass some of my candy over to him.
He don't got much of a sweet tooth, but he picks up another kebab and eats that. Starts eating on that.
Perfect. I'm just going to gently take the candy back. Now, you said on the edge of Gelspar? Is that just table talk here? Is it obvious enough? Like, would Malma know whereabouts that meant? Because that seems...
Well, keep in mind that Gelspar is its own little, like, plateau underneath, so that's a little confusing to her.
Right.
You know, it's attached by rusty, crappy bridges and ropes and things to other places, so... Does she want to ask a clarifying question?
She would like to ask a clarifying question, yes.
Okay.
So this collapsed house, then, just for my own edification here before we head off, where exactly would it be?
House? Well, most of it fell off the edge of Gelspar. I mean, when I say the edge, I mean the edge near the void. Into the azure. I don't know what he was doing, but whoever was inside probably didn't end well for them.
Well, that sounds like something that will have to be saluted out in the sky. But near the void now, like still just so that I can pay my proper respects as we fly by at any future time. Where exactly into the void would it have fallen? Like where exactly off the edge? Here, have another kebab. There's 3 in there.
He already was eating the third one. I don't know the exact location. I have to send one of my runners, but it's not really worth it to me. Unless, of course, you want to make it worth my while.
He was part of my crew. And if he went down in that house, I gotta be good to my crew.
Your problem, not mine. Seems the captain should keep better lock on where her crew gets to and whether they get in trouble. But again, that's your issue, not mine. Look, you can scrounge up the dry dock or some places and hire another sailor quick as a wink. You don't really need him. If you want to get out from under, I'd say you best go replace him and get a move on. Ain't that right, Talon? And if you look back, Talon kind of sort of nods, but the moment Hob takes his eyes off him, he rolls his eyes.
I appreciate your wisdom there. But I need to know. It will make this so much faster and easier, and it will leave my spirit at ease. I need the information if you can get it for me. Would you like more kebabs?
You don't have any.
I can get you more.
I can get myself more. What I want is that Arlen steel. You sitting here fretting about your lost ducky is not helping me get my Arlen steel.
No. But me not having a crew is not.
And I've already given you a solution for free, I might add, about replacing him. Look, crew's expendable. You're going to lose a man, I don't know, every few trips, no matter how you take care of them. They're not very bright.
Now,
they wander off, get drunk, fall off the edge into the azure. No matter how much you want to take care of him. And again, this guy apparently didn't want to be that much for your crew in the first place because he took off on you.
Now, let's just get one thing clear here, friend. A, I don't lose that many crew. I take care of my people. I do the same with my clients. I make sure they get what they hire me for. But when my crew come on board with me, I'm loyal to them and they're loyal to me. If he's gone, he had good reason and I need to know what it is so it doesn't follow us to your Arlen steel.
Without a ship, which you won't be able to get on, he won't be following you. And B, we ain't friends. You're doing a job for me and you best keep that straight. And I want this job done not tomorrow, not this afternoon. I want the job done now.
All right.
Now, if you can't do it, then you just need to pay me for the ship you took, and we'll call it square. I'm sorry, the ship you destroyed, and we'll call it square.
Nah, we don't.
That kind of money on you?
We don't need to
right here and walk out.
We don't need to do that.
Which means you can't do that. Now, it's the job or it's cash. One or the other. I don't give a flying fig if your boy drank some rot gut and stepped off the edge himself. I want that steel, want you to get it, and I want it now. I'm not asking, I'm telling you, get on the ship and get moving. Get your people, round up some dregs, go, I don't care where you get them, the Red Market, the Dry Dock, the Nobles Market. I don't care where you get them. I want it done. Otherwise, if you don't, you're not getting on the ship, first of all, and if you do get on it, you better sail away from the city and never come back. Because only the watch is going to be waiting for you. Because right now, you are criminals, and it's only my say-so that you're not being arrested and thrown in by the order. You understand the situation you're in now, Missy?
Captain, thank you.
Missy Captain, then.
You've made it clear. Now, quick question.
Are you getting on the ship and getting going? Because that's the only thing you should be worried about right now. If it's so clear, get your people, get on the ship, and move it.
I am getting my people. That's what I'm trying to do.
Get whatever people you still have with you, if you have any control over them, as a captain should for their crew, get them on the ship, and get going and get me my Arlen steel.
So where did you hear this information about the house falling down?
Like I said, information falls in my lap from time to time. And I said it wasn't all that important to me, so I didn't follow up on it. Because it didn't have value. Suddenly now it has value. You. But you're not doing what I want you to do. Now, if you want to owe me another favor, I can send someone out to take a look and get that location for you. But I still want you to go get me my Arlen Steel while we're looking. I do not intend to have you wait any longer. You are wasting my time, and time is money to a man like me.
Do you think you can have the location of that house by the time we come back?
Absolutely. You have my word.
All right. Get me the location of that house and I'll come back with your Arlen Steel while I'm gone to
you are coming back with the Arlen Steel regardless whether I give you location or not. That is a separate matter. We are not conflating these two. One job, Arlen Steel. 2 jobs, I bring you the information for the house. That's still going to cost you.
Do you want to negotiate price now?
What do you think we've been doing for the last 5 minutes?
I don't know, eating kebabs, and I was worried about you choking on one there. You were getting quite worked up. So just calm down. We're just having a chat.
If you think we're having a chat, girlie, you're in the wrong business.
Nobody lives to my age in this business and doesn't know what they're doing. Now, I'm willing to do one more job for you after this once I get you your Arlen Steel.
Okay, now we're talking.
But there will be some parameters to that job.
Such as?
I don't want it to put my friends in danger that they're not willing to be into. It's my crew.
The Azure's dangerous every minute of the day. Sky pirates, starfish swarms. I can't guarantee I'm going to give you some trip that's going to be a perfect pleasure cruise.
No, I know you can't, but there are different types of dangers.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to send us in to get killed easily by...
Well, how would that help me if you take a cargo out and don't bring it back? Or you go out to retrieve a cargo and don't come back alive? I lose my cargo, you lose your lives, nobody wins. My best interest to have you come back with whatever task, completing the task I've assigned you. So no, I have no interest in sending you out to your gallivanting deaths.
That's good. Although if it's going to be a death, let it be gallivanting. Do I trust...
You got nerve, girl. I'll give you that.
You've got to. You know you've got to in this business. All right. We're going to go off and get your steel.
Okay.
And then I'll come back and we'll see where we go from there.
For one more job.
Deal.
All right.
Deal with the devil. We're all doing it.
That should have been the title.
Deal with the devil.
Deal with the devil.
An airship of fools. Yeah, we're right there.
Oh no! Yes.
I could have tried to beat it out of him.
Oh, you know what? No, this was exactly the right thing. I'm so glad.
That's a good next session one. Deal with the devil. There we go.
Yeah, deal with the devil.
Let me tell you, I would have wanted to punch him because I'm as bossy as he is, but not as rude.
Well, Talon would have had to step in on that one, so.
Yeah, and I don't really want to fight Talon. Yeah.
No, he seems pretty nice.
Yes. You didn't see the nice. You were gone with the nice little makeup scene they had. So.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
I heard it.
You did? Oh yeah.
Heard
Okay.
it because
So, yeah.
and that was good, and then I ran off and came back.
Okay.
No, I like it. No,
all right. So he holds out his hand. Do you shake
I
it?
shake it. I shake it.
Okay, that's
Firm handshake. Bit sticky from candy.
All right, get your people. I'll get that information. I will have it waiting for you when you come back.
Perfect. Thank you. It was lovely seeing you again, and I look forward to our next meeting.
It's apparently always interesting dealing with you folk. So, all right, skedaddle. Let's go.
All right. And
Talon, get the door. And again, you turn to him, and he's got the eye roll, but he opens the door for you.
Thank you. I say, and I walk through.
And then seriously, Talon's like rubbing his head. He's rubbing his forehead as he steps out, closes the door behind him.
Y'all thought I was crazy sending Mama in. No.
All right, it's best you get your people, and I'll go like prepare the ship a bit. You probably want to do a walk around before we head out, but let's get going so you can take care of this. He kind of shakes his head. Good luck, Mama.
Thank you, and
we're all gonna need it.
We'll be fine. I meant what I said when I said that most of my crew came back all the time. I'm good to my people.
Yeah, I heard most in that sentence.
Well,
I can hear myself.
hey.
It's that no. He holds up his hand like, hold on. Obviously, you can take care of yourself too. Obviously, been around. I think Savoy can too. I don't know what trouble your boy Everest has gotten into, and Gloria, I don't know. I've only heard a little bit about her. I haven't been here this long either. But they seem relatively capable. It'd be great if we had your friend, but we don't, and we have to go with what we got, I think.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
Okay,
So,
you're off to collect your people?
Yeah, I'm gonna go collect my people.
Okay, and then you open the door, and surprise, surprise, walking up are Laureate and Savoy.
Hey!
So how'd the meet with Hob go?
It was interesting. So, he did have information. He loves kebabs. He did have information that was of interest to us. So there was this house, and it was a beautiful house, I hear. And Everest was seen going near or being near going into that house. And then the house collapsed into the void, to be clear. Now I don't know where the house is, but Hob will find that out for us, and when we return with the steel, he will give us the information for one tiny little favor extra. But I figured that since you two so wanted to find Everest again, that and he might he might be alive. I mean, not everybody who falls into the void in collapsing houses dies. So we can go after him after that. And once we
I'm
get
looking
the
around
steel.
for a kid, by the way.
Mother, what?
For the kid. It's been a half hour. Oh,
Okay.
well, you certainly found some information, and that is good. And I'm glad that you came to an accord with Hob.
Yeah, I'm not so glad about it, but you guys don't have to be in if you don't want to. I made the deal. I shook on it. So
We'll talk about it on the boat.
Sounds good.
We'll talk about it on the boat. Right now, I'm looking around for a dark-haired kid.
No sign of him.
And so it hasn't been a half hour yet?
It's been about 30 minutes. Yeah, you figure
Okay.
you're coming up with the time frame. So either he's
Okay.
still looking, or he absconded with the 2 gold, or you don't know.
Yep. Well, we need to wait here for about another 10 minutes, and then we'll go.
So this house, it just collapsed into the void?
Information was a
more
little bit
information?
sketchy.
Okay.
And Hob is going to work. He didn't think it was important information at the time, but he's working right now at getting us extra details. And I mean, I am sorry if this means that Everest was in it and he did collapse, but if that is the case, we will make sure that we pay honor to his spirit. But if there's not much we can do for him right now, except get on that boat and fulfill the next mission and
Well,
find out what we know.
there's one more piece of information that we might be able to get. Assuming the kid comes back within the next 10 minutes, which is who sent him the note.
Okay, and then we should go, because Hob is he's a little bit touchy.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you put him in a wonderful mood.
He doesn't like candy.
The monster. Like I said, 10 minutes, and then we're walking. We're headed out. I'm gonna give him that.
10 minutes later. Actually, it takes about 5 minutes.
5 minutes later.
And you spot that kid running up to you, breathing very hard like he's been running a lot. And his eyes are wide. And he stops and puts his hands on his knees. Kind of spits in the dust. Well, I found him.
And?
Dead.
What?
In his home. Throat slit. Family killed. They're all dead. I beat the hell out of there. I was gonna hang around.
Well, you did the right thing.
No, I did find him. If you want me to take you to the body, that's extra, but I want my 2 gold. And he looks really white. Like he actually did see a body. But he holds out his hand. I did my part.
I will pull 1 gold out for him, and so that Lorien doesn't.
Fair.
And be like,
He's like,
I'm like, kid, go to ground and stay there.
I'm already gone.
Tell us where it is, and then go to ground. You didn't see us. And I'll give him the other gold as well. I mean, like,
Okay, for that, yeah, he'll give you the slum address. Yeah, it's actually fairly close to Hacksaw, but you go on the other side and go down like 3 blocks and then up 2, and it's right there. Is where this place is.
No killing kids.
Mm.
So, okay.
And then yeah, he snatches the coin out of Lauria's hand. He's vanishes.
Gone. Don't,
Proud.
you never saw us. Okay.
Mhm.
Well, that's a problem to deal with when we get back.
now I'm worried.
Yep, I think we have a reason to be worried, but we've got a different mission to fulfill. So let's go deal with that now.
Laureate, you look pensive.
Yeah, Laureate is like, just her eyes are darting. She's definitely thinking.
Unless you have information that we should know about that could lead that we need to know, we should go to the boat and continue this mission that we have.
And Talon sticks his head out of the door and like, oh, good, you're here. Are we going? What's happening?
No,
Yeah, we're just...
The chasers threatened me last night. Threatened us.
How?
All right. I basically am like, let's go to the boat. We will have this conversation there.
Let's do it. I'll take Savoy's lead and head towards the boat, and I'm gonna grab Laureate's arm and make sure she comes along. Not like mean, but just like come along.
Do you let her do that, Laureate, or do you wish to resist?
We've got to. I'm like trying to forcefully. Malva's way stronger than me, so I'm like getting a little bit dragged along, and.
But are you kind of like trying to hold?
I'm trying to hold my ground and say we have to find him.
And you feel, at the moment, you feel a hand on your shoulder, and it's Talon. I thought you said you took care of your crew.
I am.
No, this doesn't look like taking care of your crew. It looks like she's resistant. Maybe you need to hear what she has to say first.
We should do it someplace that had 10,000 ears. All right.
Well, step inside the room here. Then it's quiet enough in here. Come on in.
All right, let's do that.
I mean, that's a good point.
Like, there are ears everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Also true. As a matter of fact, I tell you what. Let's have this conversation. And he jerks to Malma. He jerks a thumb behind him at what you guys see is just an ordinary door or wall. Sorry, it's a wall. And I said, why don't we head down to the dock and have this conversation? You've already blown enough time. Another few minutes won't make. Never mind. And besides, he nods at no one. She seems to have pacified Hob pretty well. I warned her against it, but she was pretty dead set on it. So let's go downstairs and have a little chat. Then we'll see what you guys want to do. Okay?
All right. As long as we can have this
And
conversation.
Talon's much more amenable than he was in the courtyard, too, by the way.
I'm kind of surprised, but all right.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so he leads you down to the ladder again, where the chaser ship is, in that hidden dock underneath the Port of Dreams. Make sure the trapdoor is closed securely. He comes knocked down. He's like, all right. Kind of waves at Laureate. What's up?
Chasers say they cornered me last night. They Grinder was there, and they did speak about a possible incident. It was quite a clear threat.
Okay, so incident involving you, incident involving Alvarez. You need to be a little bit clearer.
All I know is that he said there may have been an incident, and I thought it was something else, and I checked that out, and that was fine. And so the only thing left now is Everest. It's the only one who's missing.
Alvarez asked Grinder if he had seen the woman when they had that confrontation.
Mm-hmm.
Laureate, I'm going to say this as nicely as I can. This information would have made a difference last night. Now we are running out of time, and we're going to have to move and get that steel and then come back and deal with this. I'm sorry. I don't want to leave Everest behind either, but I'm going to point towards Talon. Like, I think Talon will back our play when I say that we're running a little bit low on time here not to take off on that ship.
I couldn't give a damn about helping Hob immediately. He can wait. It's not like he knows where we're going. It's completely unknown. No one's returned from there. So I'd rather go there if we are going to do the job, at least have a full crew, as you say. And we owe it to Everest.
Okay. So he was in a house that fell into the void.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we know. And we know the kid who delivered the message is dead and his entire family's dead.
So, if I may, Talon raises his hand. First of all, as I recall, not that I was eavesdropping, but I happened to be in the same room anyways.
Many years.
And I have two, and they work pretty well. Hobbs said your guy was seen in the vicinity. I don't recall him saying he went in the house. He may have, he may not.
Oh, then I misunderstood what was said.
It's okay. Hob has an effect on people, believe me. Secondly, what was the second thing? There was another point I was making that's gone right out of my head.
The
The
kid.
house. Oh, the kid. Yes. So wait, you saw the dead kid with your own eyes?
No.
So how do you know the kid's dead? This messenger boy.
Because he looked like he had just seen a dead body.
He looked pretty shook up to
So
me.
who was the messenger who told you that the kid and his family were dead? Because Talon didn't see any of that. Remember?
Oh,
This courier kid who apparently
who we
knew
hired
Thomas.
just to find him.
Okay, just making sure you feel he was telling the truth. That's all I'm wondering.
Yes.
Because these kids are pretty wily. They can get a gold out of you with ease. They'll do it in a heartbeat.
He already had gold out of us.
Well, you can always want more.
Yeah. Well, not many people can look at a dead body and not have the reaction that he had.
Okay.
Especially since now he knows he's on the chopping block. If
Very
it has
likely.
to deal
Alright.
with us.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to make sure of that. Because these kids are slippery like eels. So.
Well, otherwise he is a damn good actor and he earned those 2 gold, but
Did you get the address of the place?
yes, we did.
If you wanted eyes on it to make sure he's telling the truth, because if they're still alive, then there's your contact to where Everest might have been right there. I mean, look, I'm not trying to delay this anymore, but as I told Malma here, you guys obviously have pretty strong feelings for this guy. So if you're willing to risk Hobbs' wrath, and like I also said, despite his scruffy demeanor, he's not one to be taken lightly. We've already put enough time. Another, I don't know, let's see, from here to the port, cut across, probably half hour there and back wouldn't hurt none. But it's your call. We're on the ship. You guys, some want to go, some want to stay. But we don't need. Here's the thing. The point I'm going to make is, you guys have mentioned this is no one else has come back from this.
Yeah,
So distraction can be deadly.
you're right.
If someone's not focused on the job at hand, we all might go down. I'm just saying that as a point of purpose. So maybe your friend's right, and maybe it would behoove you to check that out.
Laureate, I mean, I agree completely with what Talon said here about focus and distraction, and you seem to be very, very worried about Everest, who's proven that he can take care of himself. Is there something else that you're not telling us aside from the chasers finding you last night? Now is the time. We're about to head into danger together again.
I'm telling you, it's just what Grinder said to me sounded very truthful. He has done something, and I'm worried that he's done something to Everest.
Your friend may be able to take care of himself, but he's also a stranger in a strange land. And if he's
Mhm.
running afoul of the chasers, if they want you, they're going to get you.
Not just the chasers, Grinder.
Who's the leader of the chasers?
Right.
That's even
Well, leader
worse.
of a group of them, anyway. We don't
Okay.
really-
Yeah, but if he's got the attention of a higher up, it's even worse.
So then let's go check out where the kid was. if the kid and his family's dead, we see if we find something that leads us, or we then go and look for this house. Hobbs not the only one who must have heard that this house fell into the void.
Maybe, but he'll be able to find the information a lot faster than we will. I say we probably check out the kid's house at the most. See if the other kid's story checks out. If it is, this has bigger ramifications, but I think we let his network do the work. We poke around about a collapsing house and dead kids, we're likely to bring a lot more trouble down on ourselves. Go get the steel, get Hob off at least your backs, pointing to Laureate and Savoy. See what kind of job he's going to have for you, Mama, because he's going to have one for sure. And then figure out what your next steps are. And that way you'll have the information, because he's as good as his word. You owe him one, but he'll get you the location rather than having us root around Gelspar, which is always dangerous. That part I've been along here long enough to know. But we should probably go check out the kid's house, I think, is a good idea. I think that's the minimum, and I think if we hustle, we can probably do it fairly quickly, back within the hour.
All right.
Sound like an idea?
I'm fine with
And
that.
I'll go with you to make sure we get there and back.
Yeah. Let's do it and then let's go.
Yep, let's do it.
That
Okay.
works, Laureate. Will you be willing to go after that?
Maybe.
You got to be careful at Gelspar. The one thing I know is it's always changing. Even if that house, if the wreckage of the house may have been there yesterday, by today, it's going to be scavenged and gone. So it's just going to be an empty lot, or someone may have already built something on it atop it already. The slum never stays the same more than a day or two. So trust me, I don't like Hob any more than you do, but as an information broker, the man knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Let him do his job. Mama's already promised a task in exchange for it. So you're getting his services, and you two are getting off fairly light. Let him do his work. He'll have the location for you. I've seen it happen a half dozen times before. He's always come through. It
Okay.
costs, but he always comes through. Let's go check out this house, and I think we really need to get going, get that steel, and go from there. Okay?
I'm game. Let's go. Laureate, you can debate with yourself on the way there and back.
Good idea.
Okay?
Someone other than me leads the way, because I don't know how to get to this place.
Talon will actually lead the way.
Perfect.
That's literally what she's
Well,
like.
we know-
Somebody else lead me. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know this place.
Well, he said it was near the. When you tell him, it's like, yeah, near the hacksaw. And there's
Well,
3 blocks along the ravine, or the the big long hole into the azure, and 2 up. Yeah, it's like, I'm not familiar with it, but the direction sounded enough where we can get there.
Okay.
All right, and yeah, it takes a good like 20 minutes to reach the hacksaw, which looks even worse in the daytime. And you're like, kind of hard. Like, well, a week ago we were being attacked by dogs and crazy people and all this, and now it just looks like a rusty, falling apart bridge. And
Well,
there's
it is
people
a
kind of scurrying around. They're ragged. The shopkeepers are out along the street, but it's it's the daytime. It's a lot different in daytime than at night. Much less forbidding and threatening.
but it has a shiny new crystal, heart crystal.
Gelspar itself, yes, Gelspar itself does.
Oh.
That's true. And you can feel a
It's got
little
a
bit of
shiny
pride. Yep.
Crystal. Doggone it.
But that just means that light makes the shadows even darker.
Oh, you're.
So yeah, and now you'll notice that Talon kind of has his hand pretty much close to his sword hilt as you start heading into across the bridge unmolested. It's fine. And then the winds kind of whip your hair around, because it is this ravine is kind of channeling the wind through the slum, so it's a little bit strong. Nothing to really worry about, but it's like you can see if someone takes a wrong step, well, it's a really long way down.
Yep.
On the other side, he starts carefully, kind of heading a few steps. He says, hang back a little bit. So what is the marching order? Talon said he's going first. Who's next and third and fourth?
I mean, like, I'm happy to go after Talon.
Okay.
Mama brings up the rear.
I'm gonna bring up the rear. Keep an eye on
Okay.
the remaining crew.
Talon says, "Watcher 6."
That's actually what she
We shouldn't. He kind of wraps his breastplate and says, "We shouldn't really be. They're not really all that brave during the day, but one never knows where we're going. Everyone keep your eyes open." All right, and it starts kind of heading in, goes down the one, and it's not really blocks per se. It's more like guesswork, because a lot of times you're going in like these narrow refuse-choked alleys and such. And every so often, by the way, bits of detritus sail down from overhead as people are tossing out their garbage and food scraps and things.
Awesome.
So the whole place is covered in kind of this layer of mucky slime. It's really kind of gross, and you're really not sure, you especially are not sure how people actually live down here. So yeah, and he also says watch your step, because we are still on the side of the ravine, and
Yep.
the wrong step will send you. There's no railing here, by the way. There's nothing like safety. There's no Gellspar Public Safety Works program. So he's counting down, and he's like what looks like might be a lane. That's a roughly maybe a couple blocks, 2-3 down. It's like, I think this might be it. It's going to be hard pressed to see. So now we have to be triply careful. So follow my lead. If I tell you to run, I want you to run and head back across the bridge. Okay?
All right.
Like I said, we shouldn't have to. They're a lot like rats. They're a lot bolder at night, but just in case. He loosens up his sword and his scabbard and steps in. And immediately, do you follow?
It would be Laureate.
Yep,
following.
definitely.
I follow Laureate.
Okay. All right, and when you step in, it's really like gloom and choked off, and what Juan's sun was coming down from above is cut off, and you kind of can't help but shiver as you come into this, and it looks even more forbidding, and just like this is where people come to die in a lot of ways, where they're scratching out this existence so they can't do it anymore, and then it's like this, you feel like the slum would like swallow you up if you were to fall unconscious or get injured. It would be just like that'd be the end of you. It's a really, really forbidding feeling here. Like life is very ephemeral and it's snapped out like that. It just takes one wrong move, one wrong look, one wrong step, and it's over. So he's pushing his way through and kind of ducking through, and there's like things hanging down. There might be clothes, might be rags. You're not really sure. The smell here is unbelievable. I want everyone to make me an insight, actually a focus roll, please.
Hey,
And focus actually at +2. Okay, well, Mama made hers. Laureate missed hers.
I totally missed mine.
Okay. So Laureate, and this actually works out kind of for your characters too. Laureate and Savoy are just, you're a little bit overwhelmed by the whole scenario. I think the smells are just awful. You're just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
It's like retch-inducing. Mama, I mean, you've been in some dive bars, you've been in some pretty shady places. This is among the worst, to be fair. But at the same time, you're catching, as you get deeper in, you've gone like what you estimate is a Gellspar block. And you see the point, because these buildings are all patchwork, corrugated metal with wood, some even kind of a cardboard paste kind of thing. They're all spackled together and held together with like hope and like spit. But as you keep going deeper in, you catch a whiff of what smells like a familiar scent of blood. And a lot of it coming from maybe a head?
Do I have the impression that Talon is aware of it? Because I'm bringing up the rear.
Yeah, he actually kind of glances back and he's looking past these two at you specifically. And you kind of get the feeling that he's gotten the impression as well.
I'm
Hester's
going...
probably going.
Yeah, you're kind of both covering your nose because this is just, it's unbelievable. The foulness is just like, you feel you could almost cut it with a knife. He holds up his fist to stop.
Good.
And he's looking at what is like a door about like 2 feet tall that people would have to crawl into. And he points at it and takes a hand axe from his belt. And now that you're all here, you guys can smell it too. It's hard to pick out from the odor of rotting refuse and everything, but you also get the coppery smell of blood as well. And he says, whispers, I think it's coming from in here. I'm gonna open the door. And it's like, you two step aside, Mama, come over here on the other side. And he takes a position on one side of the door, has Mama step over the other. Do you switch places?
Hell yeah. I'm not about to get rats and blood and crap all over me.
And it says Savoy, and he positions you over to his on his other side and say, watch down that way.
Yeah.
Laureate, you watch back the way we came.
And I remember that there's an up as well.
Exactly.
I remember there's the
And
3
Talon-
dimensions.
Talon nods approvingly. Good call. All right. And he kind of like, the door looks like it opens outward. And he rattles it, and it doesn't seem to move. And he pulls harder, and it pops loose with a squeal, loud squeal. And by the way, it's also eerily silent here too. Doesn't seem like a lot of sound going on. And now the blood is even stronger, and like wafts out, also with a sense of decay of bodies for those who know what that smells like. And Talon says, "I don't get paid enough for this." And actually, he looks around, like, anyone got a light? It's pitch black inside.
Wait, Mama grabbed that lantern. Mama has a lantern.
I do. So I'm going to. I have my mace in one hand and the lantern in the other hand, and I nod to Talon and to indicate that we should, go in together and keep an eye on each other.
It's only like 2 feet tall.
And he's like, "Well, I'm not that crazy yet. Did you light the lantern already?"
Yeah, I lit the lantern.
Yeah, and he's like, hold up by the handle. He draws his sword, and he's like, put it on the end of the sword.
Perfect.
I ain't going in there unless I have to.
Yeah, it's 2 feet tall. Your shoulders wouldn't fit.
Well, chances are it probably might stand up inside. This is just the opening hatch. I expect it gets bigger in, but if I don't have to, we just need to confirm they're dead. I don't need to go in there if I don't have to. So if you put it on there on the edge of the blade, and he sticks it in there, and sure enough, you see a tangle of bloody bodies sprawled in various positions, blood painting the walls, and it looks like they may have been killed within the hour. And I think that's where we're going to cut it for tonight.
Oh,
Lovely.
boogers. You mean it's our fault that the kid's dead? Because we went looking for him? Oh, mother of pearl.
You were so mean.
I didn't tell you to go looking for the kid. All right, folks, that was episode 9, Into the Skies. Maybe it should have been called Into the Depths. Well, we'll get you guys there eventually, or you'll get there eventually. But this is great role playing as usual. You guys are awesome. I had a lot of fun watching you figure out what you were going to do, and deal with the various people you've encountered or not encountered when people weren't home. So before we sign off, let's have everyone say who you are, what you do, and where people can find you. Let's start with good old Sod, my AV person, who makes sure everything runs smoothly.
Have everything ran well.
Session, sir.
Yeah. So, I'm Sod _ on Twitch, stream there on my channel. Also, I will be on this channel a whole bunch of times over the next week or two. I mean, what's it, the 13th, the 15th, the 20th, the 22nd, and the 24th. I'm going to be on this channel. So every 2 to 3 days for the next week and a bit. Wow. It's a lot of stuff. So
you're a busy boy. Yeah,
lots of Emberwind, lots of D&D, and a special event that's going to be happening on the 24th. So check that out when it happens. Yeah.
Okay. No spoilers? You could give us a hint.
I mean, I don't know if Arv wants me to say anything, so I'll just be. Can you ask him if he's there? Is he there by any chance?
Arv, can you say what the event on the 24th? He's being really cagey about the
Am I allowed to talk about it?
Or is he not allowed to?
Yeah, I announced it.
Oh, you announced it? Okay. Right. Yeah, so I'm doing. I'll be doing the Hearts of Woolen with Lowell, Kat, Mike Underwood, and a new person, which I haven't met yet. So it'll be really, really interesting. If you haven't seen Hearts of Woolen, it's really cool Chinese martial arts storytelling, like the old House of Flying Daggers, stuff like that. And you basically, it's a role-playing game. Really cool. And it's gonna be a blast. So check that out on the 24th over on this channel.
Awesome. Okay, fantastic. Well, good. That's been, and you also do a little bit on your own channel too. Not that you're gonna have time in the next 2 weeks, but you.
Yeah, and I've got my own D&D group. I don't even know if I'll have time for that because I've got work. It's the end of the financial year, and when you're an accountant, it's just chaos. So yeah, this is gonna be the worst 3 weeks of my life. In terms of trying to mix everything together. But yeah.
Indeed.
It'll be good.
All right. Well, thank you so much. It's a pleasure having Laureate with you guys. Being the kind of the moral center of the party this time, it seems. So that was very interesting. I mean, you all were at different points, which I thought was very funny. You also didn't go back and forth on yes, no, stay, go. It was really kind of fun to watch that party dynamic. So Marie, who are you? What do you do? And where can people find you?
I am an author and performing storyteller. You can find me on the web at mariebilodeau.com. I'm on Twitter as Marie Bilodeau. I am on Facebook as Marie Bilodeau. I'm everywhere that way. I also have a story that came out this week in something very different. It's in a scholarly journal, the Journal of Religious Studies and Theology. So if you would like a story riddled with Gnosticism, with theological themes, I did my major in religion and culture, theological themes, a science fiction dystopic story with cat memes as well. The story is named I Have No Eyes Yet I Can See. I
That
invite
sounds
you.
fascinating.
It does sound fascinating.
It's a flash fiction story too, and it is available for free on the journal. Everything is available for free there. So
Do you have a link for that? Could you put it up in the stream?
I can. I will go hunt it up. Thank you, and put it up.
That sounds awesome.
Please
Especially
do.
to pack all that into a flash fiction piece sounds insane.
It was pretty insane. Lots of coffee that morning, and it worked out just fine.
I mean, flash is like super. I mean, I can do it, but man, it's really hard to pack a story into. I don't know, what was that, like 2 pages?
Yeah.
About 3. It was good. It was fun to do. It was a different exercise.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I
My new
co-wrote
Grindhouse band, dystopian cat memes.
cat memes, dystopic, humanity to divinity and Gnosticism. It's all great.
There you go.
Yeah, it's all good.
Oh my god, well that's awesome. Well, that's great. Yeah, you're really making the sales, which is fantastic. So that's good to hear.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for Malma. Now we know her candy addiction continues unabated. I think it is obviously going to be a running theme.
Gotta be.
Throughout the
You got
entire show.
fish, you got candy. I mean, like, what else is there to Malma? It's crazy.
There's so much depth.
Yes.
So much.
But it all seems to be food related or beating on things. So
Simple pleasures.
Yes, exactly. All right. Well, it was always wonderful.
I'm just waiting for some horrible event, and then you hate candy and love fish.
Yeah.
It's like the complete switch.
That's when you'll know something's gone terribly wrong.
Yep. Mama being Mama, exactly. Anyways, moving on to Jennifer Brozek. Jen, tell people who you are and where they can find you right now. It's at Origins, of course.
Yes.
But, otherwise,
I'm Jennifer Brozek. I'm an author and editor. The last couple of times I told you guys about BattleTech Iron Dawn and my anthology, The Secret Guide to Fighting Elder Gods. But just this week, my brand new Shadowrun novel, Makeda Red, has come out. And if I were smart, I would have been able to wave it to you on the camera, but I was not. It is available everywhere, and it is high adventure, adult, has a lot of sex because I wanted it. It fit the story, and
it was story germane. Absolutely,
it was very story germane, and it's one of those that I kill some people, but it's actually really fun. And you can find me everywhere under Jennifer Brozek. Twitter is Jennifer Brozek, Facebook is Jennifer.Brozek, Instagram, which is actually mostly cats, is Jennifer_Brozek, and otherwise, I'm at Origins. If you're here, come say hello, and you can actually get the books here, either at the Catalyst Lab booth or at my booth in the Origins library.
Yep, and I am your redoubtable GM, Radio Johnny Panda, John Helfers. I'm also at Origins, and thanks to Arv, who was sitting here being a little bit of a trolley on the chats, but it was a lot of fun. And running the show, I was on his computer, which is awesome. So it was a very good time. This was a lot of fun running live. It's always great to have folks running with Jen side by side. Was a lot of fun. I had to stop turning to her all the time. It was great. No, this was a lot of fun. Saad and Arv and I will be back on Saturday to do more Torture of Strahd. I mean, the Curse of Strahd. I mean, the slow drawn out with of Strahd. Other than that, folks, we are going to call it a night. So we'll bid you all adieu, and hope you join us on Saturday.
Yeah, be there Saturday, and please back the Kickstarter.
Yes, please back the Kickstarter. I'll play the video again so you guys can know what it is again, just to be sure.
Friday night, Esper Genesis at 8 p.m. Eastern. If you're in Columbus, Ohio, come check us out. Thank you to John, Jen, Saad, Brahms, hope all is well. We'll see you soon.
Yes.
And thank you, Chad. Thanks to the mods as well. And
thanks to everyone for viewing. It's just been a blast.
Take care, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
When Icky fell into the volcano, I was out digging for flame petals with Rig. So, where'd you fly from?
Well, I came from above. A long time I fell, as long as a lifetime it seemed, from pure sunlight into a dull reddish glow, and there was nothing I could do about it. I saw mountains and rocks lit in dull red, and as I plummeted ever downward, I began to feel a slow, relentless heat building. I remember a flash of light, and then falling, and then hitting something on the head, and lots of blue light. And then waking up here.
That kid knew how to make an entrance.
In 2014, speculative fiction author Gregory A. Wilson and Silence in the Library Publishing teamed up to run a Kickstarter supporting the publication of a new graphic novel, Icarus, the story of a young man with wings who falls into the heart of a dormant volcano and the creatures he meets there. Icarus has great powers, but remembers only his name, and accompanied by Jelinek, a flame petal prospector, and Rig, a two-tailed lava-resistant creature known as a solar, the winged outsider must set out to discover his identity and purpose. 2 years later, Icarus was released to the world. But this was only the beginning of the story, and now the tale continues. Independent publisher Athos Arts is pleased to announce its Kickstarter to support the publication of the sequel to Icarus, Jelinek, a full-color graphic novel which is the next part of this epic tale. New friends and enemies will be discovered, new threats and challenges to the heroes exposed, and secrets both new and old revealed as the question is answered. What is Icarus's destiny, and the destiny of the world to which he has come? Accompanying Gregory Wilson's emotionally resonant story is the extraordinary art of Attila Fabio, who has worked for IDW and other prominent comic publishers. In addition to the work for Jelinek, Attila will be redoing the entirety of the original Icarus art, along with an updated cover. Stretch goals, like original artwork, access to the original prose novel, and audio material will be added over time. In its first incarnation, Icarus was fortunate to gain the attention and support of over 400 backers, whose generosity allowed the book to see full publication. Those backers will have several rewards in this project tailored specifically for them to acknowledge their critical role in first helping bring this world to life. We also welcome the backers from Gregory Wilson's other previous projects, including Tales and Tomes from the Forbidden Library, Emberwind, and others, plus the backers from Silence in the Library and Athos Arts' previous projects. But whether new to their work or a previous supporter, the author, artist, and Athos Arts are all enormously grateful for your support of Jelinek. Much of the artwork for this project is already completed, and lettering and layout has already begun. But to truly realize the vision of this story,